Okay, so this is a fully solo character, so I will not be grouping on this character at all. And I actually need to check something real quick before I start doing this, because if I don't do that, I'm going to be in trouble. I need to make sure I record all gameplay of this character, because I'm going to need to string it all together, so we're good. I need to make sure I was recording everything. What is this build? I'll post it up top in a sec here.
You find yourself
I was requested to do a solo playthrough to guide people through the video game. So I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough to help guide people through the video game. And so this character, I'm not going to be grouping another human being. I'm also not going to be touching any of my stuff that I start with. So all of these, I'm also not even, I'll not even use the extra tomes, the universal enhancement tomes and stuff, just to make sure I'm on the same page as everybody else. So if somebody wants to see what's going on, to give people some insight as to how they can like get their character guided and going. So that's going to be the goal here, is to play a brand new character right from the beginning. So if you have no idea how to level or where to go or what to do or what you should buy or how to increase the power level of your character, you'll have like a good thing to follow along with. The one thing I am going to do right at the beginning is, and suggest to all of you, is join a leveling guild. Join any leveling guild, as leveling guilds are great. They allow you to get access to ship buffs, which are super useful, and I would highly recommend it. To join a leveling guild, all you have to do is, well, one, know the leveling guilds, but you can just go down the guild listing on the server. So you just go who, see all the guilds that are here, and then you can sort it by guild. The leveling guilds will have the highest amount of members online. For example, on Arganessen, you've got like Blue Light, Barbarians Guild, Order of the Emerald Claw. These are people that don't really discriminate who they invite, and you can get access to your guild buffs, and I would highly recommend doing that 100% of the time. That being said, slash join channel 2 weeks slash 1 hello, can I get invite? I'm also going to set up my chat channels as well. Hey, I got an invite. Thanks, dudes. Appreciate ya. For taking the time to get that sorted. And now I gotta add hard user channel and hardcore channel, and we're all set. Always get ship buffs right away. That's an from it. It's not like they can use it without getting hassled. The point is to cause strife, to like be frustrating. All right, this is solo Warforged Fighter Vanguard. Okay, so we got that sorted out. Your menus say alias added. What's that? So aliases. I can't explain it that well. It's basically like built-in macros, and just go to the DDO wiki page about aliases. It'll explain it way better than I can. Solo play to level or favorite through all the quests? Just to level. This is just a play along. So for people that have never played DDO before and they don't know where to go or what to do, they don't know the pro tips and tricks, I'll be able to teach them, for solo players, how to get through different types of content and different quests. You're going to notice I'm going to hold on to some of these items that might seem unnecessary, like this bow. It's because the bow actually has some amount of value. An important note, obviously, if you're not playing as a fighter, you just have to change up how you play through a lot of these things. Oh, I didn't take adamantine plating. Well, I guess I'm not taking that for a little while. That was stupid of me. I'm going to get rid of all of these extra hirelings because I don't need them. I don't need a ring of water breathing. That's going to go away. I'm going to put all my tomes in here, even though I get cool stuff out of them. I'm just going to ignore them for now. And because I'm not going to use any of this. Because I want to be just fair. I'm pretending like I'm a brand new player as well. And I'm going to get through all of this. I got no gold, no nothing. And I have my teleporting item, and that's it. So let's go on an adventure. So we're going to be leveling up through the game. Obviously, since I'm at level 1, I don't have any gold. So what do you do if you're level 1 and you have no gold? Well, Korthos Island. You need to get any amount of gold, which will then allow you to get a hireling. And the trick to getting a hireling is to do the first quest, the Storehouse Secret. You can do it on casual, and there is a treasure chest in there that will drop items. The treasure chest will give you gold. I'm going to be doing it on elite difficulty, but you can do it on normal or casual, and you'll be able to loot the chest and get some gold so you can buy a hireling to help you. So if you do PDK for Sylvanas Smalls and took Follower at level 6, can you take the next stage Blessing when you Heart of Wood at level 1? What? What do you mean by take the next stage Blessing? What is the next stage? Oh, like Sylvanas' Blessing? It's a level 6 effect. You need to be level 6 to take Sylvanas' Blessing to get the extra damage on using a Maul. If you're not level 6, you can't take Sylvanas' Blessing. I'm going to grab the quest here from Linus Weir, and this is what I always recommend starting with. Again, I'm going to be starting on Elite difficulty, but you can start on normal difficulty if you want. Both are perfectly fine. Unless they subscribe? Yes. If you're a new, you have to stick on normal difficulty unless you subscribe. You can also, if you want, break some of these breakables to get some loot, although that would not be my biggest recommendation. There's no horse used in public. Wilderness. I'm going to use my horse. It's meant to be a play along. I'm not starting with it. I'm not going to not use a horse to make the video longer. You tested Druid Poison Trap in the last Delaris quest. You were told it was disabled. Last Poison Trap in Delaris quest. That sucks. Sorry to hear about that, dude. Also, important note, if you break the breakables in here, they can drop on Korthos Island starter potions of healing. And starter potions of healing heal you no matter what race you are, Warforged or otherwise, which is convenient. Am I going to buy haste potions? I'm only going to be using the gold that I have. So if I can afford to buy haste potions, I will, but I probably won't. I actually don't know if I can beat the boss that's here, because my attack rating is so slow. Or my attacking is so slow, so we'll see. I don't have adamantine plating, so I don't really dodge anything. So this might be death. Let's find out. I can trip him. We're good. I got Trip and Sunder, baby! Important note, on Korthos Island, Trip and Sunder can work against almost every single enemy. Just because their stats are really low, because it's the beginning of the game. So I recommend using them. Ooh, and I got a Great Axe. Even though my character is designed to be a shield-using character, don't be afraid to use an item that you might not normally use, because this is useful. It's holy, it's +2, it's got double strike. Really great item for the first level. Where do I see the sash for hardcore? You needed to show up into the stream at all over the past, like 5 live streams where I've been wearing it the entire time. I'm not currently wearing it on this character. I don't know if it's on the DDO wiki. And there you go. As far as breaking breakables goes, you can. I generally don't break breakables while I'm by myself, just because it takes extra time and it doesn't really hold that much value. But if you don't have any gold, it can be great to be able to break some stuff. As far as your first quest reward goes, I always take the Rugged Belt. It gives 5 extra life, and 5 extra life is a lot. Also, enhancement points for spending in your trees. For me personally, I'm going to be doing a very specific route where I'm going to be picking up the ability Haste Boost as soon as I can. So I'm going to be getting this right here, Action Boost Haste. This is for damage, because I just like having that little bit of early damage, but depending on the character that you're playing, you may want to have a different way that you sort it out. Also, as far as the level ups go, I'm going to be grabbing Cleric Hirelings at the start, although I will be using the other Hirelings that do repairing. Cleric Hirelings are nice because not only do they damage enemies, they also heal you, which makes them very convenient. And you can buy them, as I said, even though I didn't sell anything, just the gold that I got from that chest was enough to be able to buy the Cleric Hireling, Dryad, Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, Master's Touch is great for that. Now, pro tips when it comes to Hireling usage. They give you this little menu, things you need to know about it. You have defensive mode and active mode. Defensive mode means they will not do anything until you engage defense, or until you are engaged in combat, like you take damage. Whereas active mode means they will act of their own accord. I generally like to put my hirelings in active mode. I find that defensive mode, because they don't do anything until you get attacked, I find it's too inconsistent. Also, Dryad just killed that guy, so she's doing a great job. And I'm just chilling and waiting here. That copper left back on the floor. I know, so much copper. But it's okay. The beginning of this is relatively slow, but it should be fairly straightforward. Important note, while this, this play along might not work that well unless you're playing as a fighter, it still works like pretty good for any of the other characters. Oh my god, I missed. Dude, I rolled a 1 on the trip. That's cool. To get through this quest, if you are struggling to kill the monsters before they break stuff, my recommendation to you is to use the Intimidate ability to make the monsters attack you on their way in. If you roll like a 12, you Intimidate them. So that's very helpful there, even though my Intimidate is currently 0. And then I'm just letting Dryad Will-O-Wisp literally kill everybody because she can heal herself really well, and she does a lot of damage. Hirelings are great because they do this. So I don't even have to do anything. Because I don't want to take damage. Apparently she's trying to defend me right now because I got attacked, and she can't figure out that she should attack this guy, so I'm going to help her. Okay, never mind. She's really stuck right now. She doesn't know what to do. There we go. Engage. Yeah, she got really stuck and didn't know what to do. Hireling AI is not perfect in this game. You die or just new character? Just new character. When more people log in for epics, we'll do some epics as well. I just said I was going to commit to doing a play-along so people can see exactly how I would play through the game solo. So this is a solo, basically a solo Let's Play. So if you are somebody who plays solo, you don't know what to do or how to get through quests by yourself, this will give you some advice on how to get through quests by yourself, including dangerous sections of quests. I figured Fighter is a good option since Fighter traditionally is not the strongest class in the game, especially for solo. And with the recent changes, the second wind and stuff, it might be pretty good. I was originally going to do a two-handed fighter, but people wanted Warforged and Shield, and because that seems kind of cool, so I was like, yeah, I'll comply. And so we're doing Warforged Shield Fighter. You also notice I have a bunch of debuffs. I don't really care too much about that. They'll go away. Now we wait. Get out of here. Important note when you level up, some people don't know this, but say when I level up this action boost haste, I still technically have the old action boost haste, it just isn't displaying. You have to replace it on your action bar for it to place the old one. And now you know. This is fun. Yeah, no deaths yet. And now I have Spearbane. The reason why I take Spearbane there is most monsters deal piercing damage in the early game, so I would recommend taking the Spearbane bracers from there just because slashing damage does come up semi-regularly, but like kobolds, pretty much all the guys in this quest, skeletons, so many monsters do piercing with their claws, so you would usually recommend the Spearbane for the most part. Don't forget to summon your hireling in every quest you enter into, and then go and have an adventure.
If you search the wall, you may discover more.
And I'm using my action boost here. Even though action boosts only have a certain amount of charges, the best way I can describe it is if you have an action boost, you should always use it whenever you can use it. It's going to make your time easier. So if you're not sure like when you should be using the action boost, it's whenever you can use it is when you should be using it. Sure, you might run out of charges before the end of the dungeon, but that's okay because then at least you made sure you used it in the dungeon as opposed to finishing the dungeon with all of your charges.
A magical crest appears.
How many new players don't know what enhancement trees there are and how to level? I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to know. A lot of people don't find this menu, the enhancement menu. It's Control R, by the way, on the keyboard, your enhancements. You get 4 points per level, so you can spend them in your tree. You can only spend them when you're in town. You can't spend them in a dungeon. There we go. Shrines also recharge action boosts. Shrines also recharge action boosts. Take note of any shrines that you see, because they're really useful, and you can get all your stats back, all your health and spell points. And don't be afraid to backtrack to a shrine.
There's another Sahuagin. It croaks.
Yep, the spear-wielding Sahagin, the skeletons, all the cultists use daggers, archers use piercing weapons. Like, there's so many reasons why you want to use Spearbane. It's super good, man.
There might still be other altars elsewhere in this crypt.
Belly of the Beast required for the web flagging? No. You just need to complete all 3 quests in the Demon Web. That's it. The 3 quests in the Demon Web are the only thing you need to do. However, to get to the 3 quests in the Demon Web, you have to do all the quests in Shindralin. And to get to the quests in Shindralin, you have to do all the quests in the King's Forest. You do not need to do Don't Drink the Water. You do not need to do Belly of the Beast. But technically, the only requirement is the 3 quests in the Demon Web. Trial by Fury, and the other 2 whose names I can't remember. Beyond the Rift. No. Preparing the Rift? Nope, that's also wrong. Okay, pro tip. There's a treasure chest here, and you want it. But when you walk into this room, the door mysteriously locks behind you. Oh no, I'm stuck. I guess it doesn't. The problem is there's an acid trap here. However, the acid trap activates when you step into the water. So now that I've stepped into the water, it's not going to go again. So if you didn't know, the trigger is stepping in the water. That causes the acid trap to go off, but you can just wait, loot the treasure chest, take no damage whatsoever, have my items, and then go over here. Pull the gate lever, same thing, stop, because the acid goes off, and then you can move past it. And that's how you can get the treasure chest without needing any type of rogue. This character is not going to have anybody helping them do traps, and as a result, I'm going to show you how tons of ways to get past loads of traps in this game. So if you're out there being like, oh man, I don't know how to deal with traps, I got to play a rogue every time, or I got a group, don't worry about it. There's tons of ways to get past traps, and I will show you the path. One of the most important skills for getting past traps, actually there's two things. One, movement speed. Two, jump. Jump allows you to go over top of traps, and jump allows you to go over top of traps, and movement speed allows you to run through or past traps.
A magical barrier blocks
So you gotta have it.
You fit the last crest in place.
Also, pro tip, always go after the Sahagin in this quest. By killing the Sahagin, it guarantees, because they're the necromancers that resurrect the things, it guarantees that you get the optionals if you can't break the sarcophagi fast enough.
The last devourer altar shatters.
That's how you make sure you get the extra optionals for a little bit of XP. And I can level up. All right, I made it to level 2.
Your bold action saved Korthos
Let's go.
and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught.
So I got a bunch of items. I don't really know what's useful here. I got a great axe I can use at level 3. I picked up a docent I can use at level 2, which is kind of cool. It's better than my little repair docent, so I'll probably use that. It gives me combat mastery, which is nice, so I can trip guys easier. I don't think I'm going to take stunning blow or anything, but I'll have stunning shield for later on. I'm going to talk to Kaya Bauerdaughter. So here, there's only one good item. It's the Amulet Inner Focus. The Amulet of the Brute gives you a bunch of minuses, and 1 Constitution is almost never going to make a difference. So just take the Amulet of Inner Focus. Also not great, but 1 will save is useful on every character. Concentration is a spellcaster-specific thing, so you only need that on a spellcaster. So now I need to level up. So I'm going to go to my trainer and say, hello, Seer Rotnug. What a name. Also, Guntor Eric is a better name, so they could have called him Guntor Eric. Just reverse it backwards. Put my points into my skills I had before, and now I get to choose feats. So I'm playing as a shield character. I'm actually, again, I'm going to be doing something really weird. I'm actually not going to be using the shield mastery feats during the leveling process, because I might take them as different stuff later. I think I'm going to be taking Whirlwind Attack, because I think Whirlwind Attack is really good. So I'm going to be grabbing Dodge Mobility and Whirlwind Attack here, I think, as my fighter feats. So I'm going to have Whirlwind Attack at level 6 and have a cool Area of Effect ability on top of my already existing Area of Effect abilities. I'm going to max out Haste Boost, which is good, and then I'm going to be putting my Haste Boost here to replace it. Now, one thing I should have noted is that you can check what new feats you get on that like summary screen, and I just got the ability of Second Wind. This allows me to heal myself for half of my hit points as a fighter, which is very useful. I can use it once a day, and I get more charges later on, so I'm going to be keeping a hold of this one. Also, remember when I said I got that cool docent? Well, it's level 2, so boom, now I have it. And my character's just a smidgen more powerful. Or monks, yep. Not an Adamantine Body. Adamantine Body is not a fighter feat, so unfortunately I can't take it as a fighter feat. But I will be taking it at level 3 when I get the chance. You'll notice I didn't upgrade my weapon yet. My weapon's still level 1. It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't matter too much to me. And I also don't have a Bastard Sword yet. Again, not really a problem. Those things are going to get fixed later on. I will be finding Bastard Swords in the future, even though that is the weapon I'm supposed to use. I took the proficiency at 1. I'll be able to get a Bastard Sword later in the future. And I have two-handed fighting, which again, I can't actually use because I don't have a Bastard Sword, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you can't bank on finding specific items. However, there are things you can use with your platinum that are useful using the term bank. So a great example is the auction house. The auction house will usually have a reasonable selection of useful items, so you can always try to trade with other players using the in-game auction houses. There's also a series of characters called brokers, and brokers will allow you to basically, when you sell things to a broker, you get more money for them, and then the broker takes everything that they get sold to and is available to every single person, so everyone can see the inventory of the broker. which is great. So if you use the brokers a lot, not only are you selling stuff for more money, but also other people can see what you sold and they can buy it if they want to. It's basically like a lazy person's auction house because you get the money right away. Oh, another thing that's important, I'm doing the collaborator. I tell people this all the time. This quest is great if you are in need of items. So if at the beginning of the game, if you need to get some items, this quest has 4 chests in it. One here behind the bar, one downstairs. So once I go down here, there's going to be another chest. Another one at a shrine and another one at the final boss. As a result, since this quest is very fast and has 4 chests in it, if you need gold, if you need items, you know, you're just trying to like look at my empty slots. I want to fill up these slots. I can just run this quest again and again. And look at that. I just pulled a new shield. A mithril shield. Cool. It's got electricity resistance. So I'm going to put that there. And now I have a new shield. A mithril shield. Heck yeah. I don't need a mithril shield, and it has no benefit for this character, the fact that it's mithril, but it is cool. You're going to notice I'm using my attacks, Trip, and Sunder. I just use it out of habit. They don't... Trip helps me, Sunder doesn't really. Technically, it reduces the monster's armor class, but because I'm a fighter, I'm plus 20 to hit, so... Unless I roll a 1, I hit. So it's pretty... I don't really need a Sunder or anything. And then you go, but didn't you just miss like 3 times? Yeah, I know, life is pain. Just remember that, you know, there's a lot of RNG in the dice rolls in DDO, and that's okay. I grab the chest here. Here we go, now we got a ring of swim. Cool.
Important note, don't be afraid of the term once a day. Charges for once a day skills and items, I think, reset every time you shrine and when you exit a quest that you have finished, so don't avoid using them. You don't actually have to wait an in-game 24 hours.
That is correct. That is correct. Also, you're going to notice I'm ignoring Jacoby Drexel hand over here, and that's because you get a XP bonus if you actually kill the Sahagin before you kill him, because it gives you the onslaught bonus before the quest is over. You get more XP if you kill him afterwards. And when I'm taking damage, I can just use my second wind to heal myself for another 44. Beautiful. Get out of here, Kiv Neural. Alright, something good. I got a Venomous Greatsword. Now, since I actually have two-handed fighting, I am going to be using this Greatsword until I get a Bastard Sword, because I took that at level 1. So as I said, don't be afraid to just use whatever items you pick up. This one's going to help me out a lot, because it'll really improve my clear speed, my general clear speed here. Which should be pretty good. I'm going to put this one on here, and boom, now we have this cool Greatsword. It's great! Sword. All of these weapons are not that great. I wouldn't really recommend them. The only one is maybe the Great Crossbow, if you need a Great Crossbow, or if you need something to fit in here. They're good interim weapons, so you can get something better.
Made the village much safer, but only temporarily.
All right. Now, in terms of doing the rest of Korthos Island, I like doing all of the quests in Korthos, except for the final quest in Korthos, Misery's Peak. I don't really love Misery's Peak. It gives you a good item out of it. It's just really long and kind of boring, so I usually, personally, don't do Misery's Peak. But you still can if you want to get the story. But for a solo playthrough, I probably wouldn't, just because it's really long, especially if you aren't splitting up. So I'm going to avoid Misery's Peak, but I'll still be doing the other quests out here. Can you invis the coil quest? Can you invis the coil quest? Oh, like stand in the corner invisible? Some of the monsters have true seeing, and many of the champions have true seeing, so that's not a great idea. I'm going to do stopping the Sahagin, because there's traps in here, and I want to show you guys how to get through it without dealing with the traps. There we go. Get out of here. Important, I'm probably going to be doing everything on Elite. If you're not comfortable doing stuff on Elite, you can do things on Hard or Normal. It just means you have to maybe run like a couple more quests. Not that big of a deal. Another important thing is my character doesn't have any movement speed. I'm going to be rectifying that with an item in this adventures area that I'll be getting later. Take that. Eat my weapon damage. Guys that you ring out alarms like that, if you kill them before they hit the alarm, they actually don't hit the alarm and no monsters get spawned, which is kind of cool. So if you have like a crowd control spell or something, you can knock them down. Okay. So, there's a trap on the left side. If I pull this lever, not only do I lock those guys in, but also I go to the right side, where I don't have to deal with any traps. Instead, you get a little bit of an ambush, but that's okay. I'm a fighter. I fight people, so ambushes are like my thing. Yeah, traps also don't do nearly as much damage. That's correct. On elite difficulty, they really up the trap damage because the idea is you're supposed to know where things are in the game. Knowing where things are and how to prepare for them is like one of the most important things in Dungeons & Dragons Online. If you want to improve your skill as a player,
If I can't do
learn
elite,
the
I can do
dungeons.
hard or normal. What about casual? You hating on casual?
Yes, I'm hating on casual. You can't do casual. Everyone else can, but you can't. Sorry. You're not allowed. If you try to put your character into casual, your account is going to get permanently banned. Again, there's a big frost mouth here. We're going to dodge that one by just going around these pillars. Don't need to take excess damage. And even though I'm playing as a Warforged and I get half healing from the hireling, it's still good enough. Doesn't really matter that much. I only get half healing. Anyway, I'm just going to use my strike through and hit both these guys at the same time. Strike through is the passive you get for using a two-handed weapon, so it's quite useful. Now, if you have any search, you can actually search this door out, and it allows you to open it right here. Or you can just go all the way around. I just don't want to go around. We close the door here, and then ring the gong twice. No casual? No, you can. Of course, you can. I was talking about how we do it. He's the one who asked me.
The second strike of the gong produces the telltale sound of cracking ice.
And sometimes you also take double damage from falling. Just keep a tab on that. I don't know why, but I got hit twice. I think it has something to do with the geometry. Like when you fall, sometimes your character will like fall through the ground and then get shoved back out. And so the game will give you 2 hits of the fall damage. That's speculation, but I think that's how that mechanic might work. Maybe. Also, whenever you jump off of a ledge, your hirelings can get stuck in places. Just keep that in mind. And be ready to use the order your companion to teleport to you button. It's quite useful. Also, generally while leveling, some people might have questions about where they should spend their enhancement points. If you're not sure, usually your racial tree is not the best place. Your class trees are generally going to be better than your racial tree, with some exceptions. One of the exceptions, for example, is Warforged. For a very cheap amount, I can get increased healing from healing or repair, and that is very, very, very good. So again, it's really a case-by-case basis. You want to be evaluating that, where you should be spending your points, but generally it should not be your racial tree. It should be your class trees. Okay, and I'm going to heal myself, because I need to make sure I don't die, so I use my second wind there to get all my health back, which is good. I'm going to keep beating up these Sawhoggen welts. Alright, and I got Boots of Nimbleness, which gives me nothing. Jump and tumble. Oh boy. Alright, so how do I deal with this spider? There's traps up here. I can't get to it. It's dangerous. The answer is you shoot it with a bow, and then you back up. The spider will chase you down the waterfall.
Hey Strim, Brian here. Don't you know the double fall damage is because Newton's third law? There's the first action of hitting the ground, then the reaction of the ground hitting you.
I didn't think about that. Just gonna fight this guy here. You don't generally want to fight on this ramp, but whatever it is, what it is. Okay, so now you don't want to die to this trap. So how do you not die to this trap? You hug the wall. You wait till it goes, then you run past. Right? No problem. And I'm just gonna reset this puzzle here. Again, there's ways to bypass almost every single trap in this game without taking any damage. A lot of it is timing and patience. Now, almost does not mean every. There are some traps that will just kill you, and a lot of those are in the quest chain The Sharn Syndicate at level 4. There's a reason why SSG doesn't design the quests like that, because they don't like the idea of having traps that basically are unavoidable, and so most modern quests won't have stuff like that. Search out the door and then ring the gong. It wakes enemies, and you have to kill them before you can break the ice. No, I did not know that.
Steam billows from the hidden entrance.
All right, let's find our way to our next quest. You have them. Is it a good idea to use the free hireling, the one you get from the expansion, like the Scarecrow? The only bad one is the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow is one of the worst hirelings in the video game. It is a meat shield. It'll take damage for you, but it is one of the worst hirelings in the entire game. It is horrific. It does so little damage. It attacks extremely slow. It oftentimes doesn't connect when it tries to attack. It misses a lot. And it has no special powers or abilities. It's arguably the worst hireling in the game, and the only way you get it is by spending a lot of money, which is really funny to me. Oh, also, if you tell your hirelings to wait in a quest, and you stay because they follow you to the adventure zone, you'll notice the hireling didn't disappear. Yeah, you have to make sure you bring them to you. But yeah. But isn't pay to lose your thing? Oh, trust me, I've tried to use the Scarecrow Hireling. It's impossible. Okay, so this quest has some traps. How do you avoid the traps in here? Well, for those that don't know, the trap box for this blade trap is right here, and the other one is on the next one. The problem is, you know, that's scary. You can search this secret door here. I think it requires 2 search to be able to find, and you can find this secret door, and then by pulling the lever, it allows you to turn off the poison trap. Same thing with the next one. I'm a robot, so since I'm a Warforged, I don't have to worry about that, but that's something you can keep in mind. You can get this here. It's also worth bonus XP. The other trap, you can just time it as well. So you just got to pay attention to the timing to make sure you get through without taking any damage. That's all it is. So, down, up, and then run through. Down, up, run through. Right? That's how you get through that. You just got to time it. Important note, when you're going through a trap, always keep a large shield in your inventory. Large or tower shield. If you don't have evasion, or if you have evasion, a large tower shield will turn off your evasion. But if you don't, like most people, say you're playing a cleric, a favored soul, a fighter, a low-level ranger, a barbarian, by using a heavy shield doubles your physical and magical resistance rating against traps. So if you are about to deal with a big trap, instead of taking damage from the trap, you put on your shield, and then you take effectively half damage from the trap, which is very, very useful. So if you wonder why sometimes tanks can just straight up run through crazy traps and take no damage, it's because they have a shield. It's the benefit of playing a character like a Vanguard like this, which means my character is going to be highly resistant to traps. Ooh, trap resistance. Very fun. And why you're soloing Threnal? I also don't know why you're soloing Threnal. Should probably heal myself with my Hireling, but whatever. Oh, I put him on passive, that's why they're not healing me. Oh no, Hound's Redux was slain by a trap! Oh no! Important note, this is on Hardcore League, so at some point I might die, but whatever. Don't stand in the ice jets, because it kills you. Also, don't break them, wait a second for the jets to turn off, and then go and break these. If you go too early, you get murdered. Keep that in mind. South is the only dangerous one. There are some dangerous traps on east if you're not prepared for it at the library.
Who in the flame are you?
When he asks you who is the flame or you, make sure you don't tell him. We don't need to share that type of information. The flame doesn't need to know who I am. So I'm gonna get blessed, so I get +1 to hit. Important note, you're supposed to keep Lars alive. If you happen to have Intimidate on your action bar, just press it regularly. It's good. A wiki warrior? Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Depending on who you ask, so for me, I recommend heavy use of the DDO wiki. It'll help you learn where to go and what you're doing. However, important note, according to the DDO forums, using the wiki is cheating. And you don't want to be caught cheating. As they say, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. So be careful. And you serve Strahd? Yeah, see ya. I gotta go. Can Lars even die? Yes, he can. He absolutely can. Where's the first airship in the game? The first airship? In town. You see them in the harbor. If you just look up into the sky in the harbor, you'll see airships going across the sky. But in all seriousness, the DDO Wiki is an incredibly useful website, and I highly recommend it. It's just good. It's got pretty much everything you need to know. Every item and every quest, every trap location, character information, so much good stuff. Oftentimes hints or tricks, or if there's bugs in the game, you'll be like notified. You'll be able to find information about those bugs. An airship when you roll a new tune? Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. Not much longer. Beat him. Alright, we're good.
The Swahagan magic is
and now I get a treasure chest. Oh boy, something good, please. I got a quarterstaff I can't use. All right.
Go now. Tell
Also,
them to
once you
hold
finish
their
talking to him, you can
hands
actually
against the
recall
wall.
out, and the
Then
quest will
meet
finish
Amalgam at
while
the
you're
base of
recalling.
Misery's Peak when you're ready.
So even though it's like almost done, boom, finish. So it saves you like a couple seconds. There's your pro gamer strat right there.
We beat them off. This time.
He even has the same delivery. I like that. Consistent cadence between Brian and Lars Hayton. Different people, but, you know. Speedrun Strimtom, that's me. I mean, like I said, this is the solo playthrough, so I'm just guiding people on how to get through the game entirely through solo. So if you solo a lot and you want some pro tips on how to get through some of these adventures, saving a minute or like a little bit on your recall is not bad. Oh, I can't control any more hirelings. She's with me already. Yeah, this is the solo character. So this is 100% solo. I'm not grouping on this character. This is Hardcore League, and I will get to level cap.
Please stop beating them off. They keep coming back. Gashigasm.
No, no.
All of a sudden, the sense of rot and decay assails.
You hate it when that happens.
In the corner, you
Come back for seconds. Okay, so in here is a pair of gloves that allows you to cast the shield spell. And the shield spell is important because shield protects you from magic missiles. So that's also kind of good because magic missiles make champions a lot more dangerous. Oh, I have to deal with Hardcore 2 champions. Hilarious. Oh well, I guess that's going to be fine. Bear in mind, if you do this on the regular server, you'll have different champions than I'm going to have here. Which is perfectly fine. This video is still going to be good. It's just a lot of wailing on stuff and meleeing people. Their levels are kind of boring. You don't have any cool powers. Or, like, unique abilities. So again, it's mostly just, like, wail on people. Careful of ghouls. They have ghoul paralysis. Whenever they hit you, if you fail your save, you become paralyzed. So something important to know about ghouls. Again, another reason why hirelings are useful, because they can do many things. One is even just take a hit for you. So, you know, so you don't have to get hit every single time. And also heal you when you're in trouble. Can't stop beating him off. Yeah, me neither. Skeletons. I'm actually not going to fight all of these. My character is going to help me fight them. The only dangerous monster in this quest is Jacoby Drexelhan himself. The character is a white and just hits pretty hard. You're just going to be mindful about that. Like this hog and just gets tripped. Oh, apparently it doesn't get tripped. But it gets action boost hasted and it dies. Again, this is why action boost haste is good. This is, by the way, if you're a melee, the best action boost in the game for DPS. So if you want to get action boost haste as much as possible. Also, Saren was slain by a Kobold Shaman. Good job, Kobold Shaman. Get out of here, Saren. Important note, I don't hate a person named Saren. Just the main antagonist of Mass Effect 1 is named Saren. They definitely deserve to die. Is they are silent and right? No. They're a white. So, like, for example, the Wright brothers, who did, like, the airplane thing, it's right for them. Anyway, it's gonna take me a while to melee him. Did they break Watch Fly? It doesn't seem to be working anymore for you. I wouldn't be surprised. Were they undead? They might have been. They might have been... as if I recall correctly, I could be wrong about this. I think they are white. So we gotta check the history books, because white could also be W-I-G-H-T. They could have been undead the whole time, and it was just a mistranslation. Like somebody transcribed the wrong thing. It's just true. I don't know. Sometimes there's a rare here, and there is. So I'm just gonna kill him for some extra XP, plus also a little chest. The chest will have nothing in it, but you know, it's just nice. I got an engraved ring, which gives me 1 armor class. I mean, it's better than 0. Another pro tip for XP: hug the left here and just tag this little corner. This edge is the Algid Falls. You're supposed to go down there, but if you just tab this corner, you don't have to worry about that. You get the 112 XP on your own. So let's get a little bit more XP as well. I believe it's one of these. There's a sacrifice site. I guess I'm wrong. There's a sacrifice site here. Let's just get a little bit more XP. Because it's almost free.
You come across
There's a scraggy camp here for some XP. You can come up and grab some XP on this aqueduct right at the end, the dilapidated aqueduct. You can run up to Misery's Peak if you want for some more XP. I used to do that. I used to go up to Misery's Peak, then come down, hit this shrine, which is another bit of XP, and then go up to the aqueduct up here. And then when you come out on the other side, there's a tree you can go to, and it gives you enough XP to easily level to 3 and get all the explorers at the same time. I haven't done that in a long time, though. I don't think there's one for going to the end of this. But I don't remember anymore, so I'm going to, just in case. No, there's not. Talk about how stats stack. Are you leaving that for later? This isn't really like a full tutorial about everything in the game. We can go over that for sure. But this is just meant to be like a guided playthrough of how to get through each quest and what to do in certain situations. And I'm playing big two-handed fighter character, which is pretty strong. Oh no, the Witcher was slain. It's Geralt. I'm not against doing that. That's not a bad idea. New incarnation of Custom Robo? Hell yeah, dude. I gotta replay Custom Robo. I should play Custom Robo on stream at some point. This is like the 3rd character I've made named Custom Robo. And most people have never heard of this video game. So. But it's like perfectly good. Yep, misadventure. Alright, so you can go down there. Or you can jump across here. One of my favorite parts about DDO is that use of negative space. Sometimes they'll hide stuff. And hiding up here is a scary skeleton monster. What you do is you trip him, so he can't do anything to you, and then you beat it to death. If you don't trip it, it can cast Hold Monster on you and kill you. I got a Keen Electric Bastard Sword. Let's go, dude. No way. What a low-level item. On my Bastard Sword character? Wow. Yo, that's our streamer RNG right there. Okay, so why is that good? 1, I wanted to use a Bastard Sword in the first place, so that's just nice to have. 2, it's keen, so it has double critical chance, and it's got electric on it, so it's just good. Damn, dude. Oh, how do you avoid this trap? So the best way to line it up is go right before the wall starts curling, or right in the middle of where the wall starts curling, and then run straight. This means you don't get hit by the blades or the other things, and you can pop it out so you can see it, so you get past that trap. Let's go, dude. So the reason why Bastard Sword is cool is because Bastard Sword is a hand-and-a-half weapon, which means it qualifies for two-handed fighting, even though I have a shield on. So I have a shield, but I'm hitting multiple targets in front of me, and I get extra damage on my attacks. So it even says, combat style, increased damage on Bastard Sword and Dwarven War Axe. Ability score modifier improves by 25%. Heck yeah,
Such
dude.
a keen bastard.
The evil cult leader will spill innocent blood no more.
And then I save Arissa because she was right here, and I leveled up. Nice. Let's get to level 3. And I got another shield. Yeah, I'm getting so lucky with the loot drops. But this one's worse. But hey, it's kind of cool. Is Keen is craftable? Maybe?
This entrance leads down.
Hey, what's up? Oh, definite also recommendation. You need to make sure you're in the right frame of mind for doing things. And so you gotta have the right just level of focus, attentiveness. So I'm currently listening to some music right now. Find a way to be appropriately attentive. As far as these items, all of them are bad. The Curative Cloak and the Feather Cloak are probably the best options. Feather Cloak is useful for feather falling yourself if you ever need it. And then, oh my god, Bobby with the flex on chat. Oh my god. Bobby just flexed on everybody. Get destroyed, humans. Wow. Amazing. That's a lot of flasks. Woo. Amazing. I usually like the Curative Cloak as something to just heal somebody in case they go unconscious, but I'm going to be taking the Feather Cloak because I'm not playing with other people, just in case. Once you get one Feather Falling item, you can replace the Feather Cloak. Important note about the Feather Cloak, it's a level 1 Feather Fall, so it only affects you and nobody else. Also, from this guy, grab Anger Step. Anger Step gives you Expeditious Retreat. No matter what you want, you always want Anger Step for the movement speed, unless you can cast Expeditious Retreat yourself. So now I can move faster when I do quests, because this makes me move 25% faster. And then from Handsome Wilm, I'm going to be grabbing the attack bonus goggles because I am a fighter. But damn, dude, congratulations on the flex on chat. Amazing. Amazing. 1 million Sunflask, well spent. Good job. I can't wait to see your second one. As it just tears up. Also, Adamantine Body. Beautiful. Important note, when you take Adamantine Body, which is useful, you have to take off your armor and put it back on for every effect to apply. So there we go. So now I've got 16 physical resistance rating. I got 29 armor class, which makes me much more defensive and protects me from the incoming damage. Now, because I'm playing by myself and I'm playing on Hardcore League, I need to make sure I don't die. The solution to this problem is going to be Stalwart Defense. So normally I don't use Stalwart Defense when I play fighters, but because I'm on Hardcore League, I really want to have this active, so I'm going to be going for it. So I'll be taking Toughness here. I'll be improving my Stalwart Defense to pick up some more physical and magical resistance rating. And then once I have enough points, I'll be taking Stalwart Defense too. Now, in theory, I could go run Misery's Peak for some XP. I just don't really like Misery's Peak that much. I don't find the quest very fun, so I don't really want to do it. Instead, I'm just going to be selling some stuff out of my inventory. I'm going to be keeping a hold of a few extra items because several of these items will be useful. Enchantment Resistance, I don't care. Sell all this other stuff. I'm going to keep the Potion of Jumping. So I'm going to be selling like a couple items. I need to keep a couple weapons on hand. Now, I do not have a lot of gold. I only have 548 platinum, and we need to do something about this. So, I'm going to go start running harbor quests. But before I do harbor quests, there's a lot of scary monsters in the harbor, specifically kobold shamans. And so to protect yourself from kobold shamans, what you want to do is get some defensive items. So I'm going to be buying some potions, which should hopefully help me out in my journey. All right. Hello, Beaudry. Also, talk to this guy. He gives you a collectible bag, Beaudry Cartoman. Oh, I forgot another thing that's also really cool. Some people don't know this. This gives you a little bit of XP and an item. There's this guy right here, this harbor guard. I believe if you're under level 5, you can talk to him. Yeah. And you can do one of these options here. If you succeed on any of them, your character is allowed or is given a bonus. So, for example, I have none of these skills because I'm completely unskilled. But if I click Intimidate on the check, yeah, he doesn't care. But if you have any of those skills, you're basically able to bribe this guy, and it gives you some XP and a bit of a reward, which is kind of fun. I'm going to gather things with my little bags here, because the bags are convenient. I am playing during Festival, but I'm not going to use the Festival coins, just so that way, in case you're playing and you don't have Festival coins, you also need that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that card. Oh, it's a suffix? Okay, good. Okay, so before I get started, I'm going to make sure my bags are all auto-collecting. I'm going to put these two-handed weapons on my bar, just in case I fight oozes. For oozes, you need to have extra weapons on hand for beating them up. And I'm going to buy a hireling, because it's important to have a hireling on hand all the time. So I'm going to buy a higher level one. Now, I don't think I can buy a repair hireling. There's Tome, who has repair on it, but I don't know how useful that's going to be. I'll have to wait for a slightly higher level repair hireling. So I'm going to buy another cleric just for the early levels, even though it's obviously not as good as having repair. That's okay. So I'm just going to buy Erythrin Veridin. Pro tip about the hirelings, not all of them heal, even though they're clerics. The way to find out is to read the text. As a devout follower of the Sovereign Host, Erythrin seeks to defeat the forces of darkness that inhabit the land, versus Aleri, which says, a woman who lends her aid to her companions. Aleri will heal you more often than Erythrin, who will heal you less often, because they're trying to kill people. So just keep that in mind. You can actually read the text on there. Death or just new tune. Guided solo play for YouTube. Yeah, exactly. So for people that want to play, they want to play by themselves. R.I.P. Hanzo. I feel bad. This person named Hanzo joined the guild, and I made a Hanzo joke where I just immediately typed in guild chat. I was like, "Hey, dude, we don't need Hanzo. Can you swap to something else, dude? I really don't think we need Hanzo right now." And he didn't get the joke because he didn't play Overwatch. Poor guy. Probably a good idea he didn't play Overwatch. Anyway, so potions of resistance. Resistance potions cost a little bit. Potion of resistance to all these things. I'm going to be buying 10 potions of electric resistance, as well as 1 cold resistance, And any of the traps I have to run through? I guess 1 fire resistance. Just in case. This will help me get through all of the situations that I might find myself in, which is good. And then now, with these potions, I can be resistant to kobolds, which is good. I have 1 cold, because there's 1 cold trap I'm going to run through. And also fire resistance potions. I'll also want to get jump potions for later, but the jump potions are useful for now. They just log in and don't read chat. Also true. Not the Catacombs vendor. The Catacombs vendor, 1, is more expensive. I don't have the plan for that, and is minimum level 6. I don't want Bagwards Apothecary. I went to the wrong shop. Whoopsie. Yeah, they're more expensive and they're level 6. I'm going to go to the Hammer and Chain. I'm doing this because I need to have a spare couple weapons for the oozes that are going to break my weapons. So I'm going to go to the melee weapon vendor here and buy like 3 extra bastard swords and just keep them in my inventory so I can swap to them when my bastard swords inevitably break when fighting oozes. I will be breaking many of them. I'll also be repairing, but yeah. Oozes are very common in the early game, but they're not super dangerous as you move forward. And they're also not super plentiful later anyway. Also, something I'll do while I'm here, I have my gold roll, so I might as well use it. But before I do it, I have a gold roll prediction to run. Here you go, guys. Throw your sun flasks away. Maybe you too can get your own flex on chat. All right, Bringing the Light is the first one I'm going to be doing. As I said, I don't want to do Misery's Peak, so these quests are now going to be going up to level 4 in terms of their general level. So I'm going to summon my hireling at the beginning of every adventure. It adds a little bit of time to the quest, but it's worth it. And same thing, turning on my Anger's Step. We're good. Now this quest is scary because there are dogs, and the dogs can do a lot of damage, so you just need to be ready for that. The dogs also trip you, which can be even more dangerous. Normal quiver still or arrows and bolts. Fine. True. Yeah, if you buy a quiver, you can do that as well. Just have them. I don't know if I have the money for a quiver. I like dags. Lots of dags. Alright. And now, get lag right as I go to find this brigand. So he is able to make it to the thing. If I trip him, he can't actually pull the lever. The lever being closed, the dogs can't escape, and they are stuck here. These are killers. A lot of people die to those dogs right there. They hit way harder than you think they do, and they trip you. On Reaper mode especially, they really, really kill people. So, there's your pro tip for that quest. Another benefit of playing pure strength fighter is that even though I don't have any tactics DCs, my trip is like not that bad. It's currently a 17, so I can just trip people. And I'll be able to trip more people as we go forward. I will probably be using trip the entire time, and I will be getting some tactics DCs as well. Focusing on what small amounts of crowd control your character has is really useful, especially on a fighter who has to be in melee with stuff, so kind of got to figure it out. Now, if you can do these if you happen to have intelligence, dexterity, or I think it's wisdom. I don't know why there's a dexterity rune. It's kind of weird. But I have dexterity. Then you look in the mirror, it spawns a large, ugly fellow with murder in his eyes. So I go fight him, and I'm wearing heavy armor, so he can't do anything to me. The power level. Warforged. And I got a ring of feather falling, so now I don't need the cloak of feathers anymore, because I just pulled one. Now, this ring is going to be useful for my entire playthrough, so I'm going to lock it right away, and I will be using this ring. I'm actually going to be replacing the ring of swim, because I don't need the ring of swim. I'll be just dumping that over there. Did I level up swim? I don't remember. No, I didn't. I did repair instead. Oh well, I have strength, so my swim should be fine. Now, the reason why I like doing Brother Augustus right away, even though the XP isn't the best, is because he gives you one item from the list. Now, I have a big recommendation for everybody playing. Go into gameplay and turn off end rewards based on class. End rewards based on class really pigeonholes you into what you can get, and means it's almost impossible to get jewelry from end rewards, whereas when you turn off end rewards based on class, you can get anything, including all sorts of different good items like jewelry, so keep that in mind. Everything here is bad, though, but I'll take it for the platinum. How good is Second Wind? It's very good. It heals you for half of your hit points. It also works if you're a fleshy human, or a warforged, or a undead. If you're a warforged, it repairs you, and if you're a undead, it inflicts you.
This place stinks of cobalt.
Yeah, but it just makes you swim faster. It's the convenience level. So, kobolds. Now I want electric resistance. Always drink an electric resistance potion if there are kobolds nearby. It lasts for 5 minutes, and it saves you so much in terms of the fear. One thing I didn't get is a... I didn't pick up any potions of remove curse. I can't afford them, so I am now cursed, and I will have to deal with that. Again, this is why the... having the hireling is great, because the hireling actually casts remove curse, even though they're not high enough level to have it. Hirelings are programmed to have all the removals, so they're very wonderful that way. Oh, also, there's a trap here. How do you get through it? You drink a potion of resist cold, and you walk through. Sometimes I guess it doesn't go off. I was going to stand in there to show you how little damage I would take, but I guess it didn't matter. That's funny. Anyway, Smuggler's Warehouse. Pro tips for this quest. The jewels that you have to collect only come from barrels. They don't drop out of the crates. You can ignore the crates and just go for barrels. If you didn't know. There's another pro tip for you. Pro tips. Barrels. Only two on the other side of the trap. True. You'll notice I told my hireling to stop before the trap, and then I summoned them to me on the other side. That is what I did. I didn't talk about that, but that's true. Very good thing to do. Also, if you don't know where your hireling is, just summon them. Just pull them to you if you're not sure where they are. You want them with you because they're defensive. Got them. Favorite souls hit or miss if they do it. Yep. Clerics are always a good defensive option. It's when I usually recommend it. There are some favorite souls in this game that are very offensive. For example, Storm, the level 6 Warforged favorite soul, is a melee and melees people, so not a great healer. Literally has like only Cure Light, I think. So not the best. And then you have the level 8 hireling Nimeth Celebel, who just kills everybody. That's all she does. She runs around killing people. Anyway, just kill these guys. Important note, my damage is not amazing because I don't really have anything that improves my hit chance or my damage. I'm just a base character with some strength. I maxed out my strength to start because I figured it would be helpful for the early game. Here we go. Break all the barrels. I'm going to be picking up collectibles. Collectibles are good for trading in for augments and also for things at specific vendors, as well as for crafting, doing Caneth crafting. So depending on if you want to do any of those, they can be very valuable. There's not a lot of useful stuff you can get from turning them in, but, you know. All right, so there's a trap here. How do you avoid this trap? Number one, you'll notice I told my hireling to stomp. But two, you just jump. That's it. Apparently I got hit because my jump is too high. But if you're a level 1 character, your jump is usually going to be a little bit lower. But yeah, you basically just jump before the staircase. Oh, there sometimes is a spider down here. A much more dangerous spider, so you got to be careful about that because it can web you. Either make your reflex saves or, again, have a hireling. If you're going to be playing solo, I always recommend you run with a hireling because hirelings are basically just good. Like, they're just straight up good. There's nothing wrong with having a hireling. Hirelings count as a half of a player for level scaling, so it counts as 1.5 players. For those that don't know, monsters in DDO gain hit points based on how many players are in the dungeon, and so with a hireling, it counts as 1.5 players. So it's worth it. So always do that when you get the option. They're just so good. Oh, we got a named Rancor. Like the monster from Star Wars. Again, this is why armor class is good in the early game. You're gonna notice the monster's missing me most of the time, and then any damage that I do take is quickly healed away. Now it's got strength boots. Cool. And the last smuggler's ruby, so I didn't even need to go and finish off the rest of the quest. Very cool. There's a MTG card called Rancor. Well, Rancor is a word, right? So that makes sense to me. Magic the Gathering. Hey, what's up, Fitzpant? So, Sheltering Boots is reduced damage taken from all sources, which is pretty good. This gives me dodge and false life, which is nice. I think I'm going to take the dodge and false life belt, just because I have the sheltering, or I have the strength boots here that I just picked up, and I want to use these when I level up for +2 strength. Alright, Smuggler's Warehouse is next. This is the first kind of dangerous quest, because the final boss of this quest is a big ogre, and hurts. Here's his Destiny, the MTG card. Also, what's up, QVM? I saw you dead this morning when I was kicking out the dead. I assume your hardcore league experience isn't going as you want it to. Oh yeah, that's the shortcut, by the way, that skips half the quest. What I just did. You just climb over those boxes. If you break those boxes, unless you have jump, you can't climb over them. So, just keep that in mind. You just jump right over. Also, the kobold that's going to come over here is going to ring this bell. Damn. You know, my will save is not that bad. +3. Could be worse. On 2 deaths and on 2 deaths on last attempt. What'd you die to? Bracker's the Vile. Also should be careful about him. He does sneak attack damage. Oh yeah, I also noticed your name was QVM Trim. I don't know why your name was QVM Trim. Being an idiot? Ah, there you go. Watched a show with subtitles the other night. Also, only if I wasn't a really close scare. Yeah, you got to pay attention when you play Hardcore League. It's important. It is important. Oh no, I got tripped. And again, this is why hirelings are great. I got tripped and I'm in danger. Important note, while you're lying down, if you're allowed to block while you're tripped. So if you get tripped, you can just hit the block key, which the default is shift. I rebound mine, but the default is shift. And you can prevent monsters from doing extra damage to you. Oh yeah, also don't break explosive barrels. Good call. I'm just doing that out of habit, but there's a trap here. Let this kobold run through it and then wait for it to turn off on its own. If the kobold doesn't run through it, you can climb over these boxes. It only goes off once. You're all set. I'm just trying to jump traps. Oh yeah. I'm going to be doing that a lot. This is on Hardcore League, and this is my solo playthrough. So this is a solo guided playthrough. This whole character's leveling experience is going to go on YouTube. So if you don't know how to play solo, or like you want some solo leveling tips, you'll be able to have that. Hopefully it'll be helpful for some. Alright, so this ogre can be dangerous. I'm going to be finger on the pulse when it comes to second wind. Gotta watch out for the combos, which you gotta be careful of. And you didn't combo me, fortunately. Combo is where the ogre does a 1, 2, 3. I'm always nervous about the combo. All main characters, names ending in trim. That's funny. Why not? Why not make every character end in trim? Oh no! Nothins just died. Now there is another quest here, Stealthy Repossession. I do want to do it, but I'm going to do it as my last quest in here, just so I'm a little bit tankier before I go do that one, because I want to make sure I don't die in there. Two-handed maul, not good. Docent of Physical Resistance 8 is crazy useful for this level. I'll take that and I'll keep that in the inventory for later. So we're going to come back to Lesto half price. I'm going to be grabbing Defensive Mastery, which gives me increased maximum dexterity bonus on my armor. The reason why I want that is it gives me more dodge chance, as well as increased armor class as well, because I can apply more dexterity to my armor, which is good. So my armor class is currently 30, and I have a 3% dodge, and I'm going to be getting more of that when I take mobility at level 4. Thanks, Garrison. All right, so now I can do this next quest. Garrison's missing pack has 2 oozes, so just make sure you have weapons for taking care of oozes. You can also use your hireling to take care of oozes if you want. What song am I listening to? I am currently listening to Shadow of the Day by Linkin Park. Actually, I've just been listening to the album Minutes to Midnight, because, hey man, sometimes you need that nostalgia hit. You like all their words since I didn't do hardcore too? Nice. If you get to cap, I will farm out items with you, and also carry you through Reaper mode. Oh my god, hit the monster, dude. Hit the monster. Oh, the rogues are so dangerous, and the warriors. Now, this quest has Kobold Rogues. Kobold Rogues do, in fact, have sneak attack bonuses. You gotta be mindful about that. Alright, so there's an ooze on the left here. I'm gonna kill it real quick with this two-handed weapon. Problem solved. Also, use a potion to resist electricity. I'm running down here because I want to kill this shaman first, because the shaman's the only dangerous monster in the room. The rest are just like melee kobolds, so who cares? It's the shaman that's the dangerous part. Did you explain collectibles? Yeah, I did. I did explain the collectibles. Explain everybody else besides when my teammates are beside them? Oh yeah, me too. I love getting killed by teammates exploding collectibles. Shaman is on the left, so you want to grab the shaman here. And apparently I missed with my trip. Oh my god, he's so jumpy. Stop. Stop running. Oh my god. Now here you have two options. You can disable this trap, or what you can do is just wait for all the spikes to come up, and then you just fight the zombies in the spikes. So then they have to run through it, so then all of a sudden they take extra spike damage, which is very convenient. I'm also going to throw everything on don't move. Now I can just literally block here while the zombies get impaled. So that's a pro tip. You can sometimes use traps to your advantage. Just time them a little bit, because all the spikes pop when it opens up. And now we have the shaman here. The shaman's kind of dangerous. He has fireball, so you got to be careful about that. But apparently I can just trip him, so we're all good. This shaman you may want to avoid, or even if you're not sure about it, reset so it's not here. He also casts Magic Missile, which hurts. Benefit of playing Warforged. There's actually a ton of benefits for playing Warforged, but one of the main benefits here is that my character is highly resistant to most different types of effects. So yeah, like diseases, poisons, like what troglodytes have. They have like a stench, which makes you weaker. Enemies can jump halfway up walls and melees can't hit them. Yeah. Do you know when you hit epics? Yo, anytime, dude. Alright. Now you'll notice I actually didn't buy any healing potions yet. I will. I will buy healing potions eventually. I just don't currently have the platinum for it. I don't have the gold. So I'm going to continually sell things in an attempt to get more money for healing potions, but I need to loot more chests, so we'll see. Maybe something as we go along. Also, don't do what I did, which is ignore this kobold shaman. That was bad of me. I'll be picking up some more hit chance among other things and offensive stats later as I go up the Kensai tree. Important note, I am using a shield, but I'm not going to be a full Vanguard. I'll probably be grabbing Stunning Shield at some point, but for the most part, I'm going to be using mostly the Kensai tree. I just wanted to play with a shield because shields are cool. But the Kensai tree gives you a billion damage, which is really useful. Extra maximum dexterity bonus and armor and dodge cap, which is pretty good. You get this effect right here, Liquid Courage, where after you drink a potion, you get 50 repair amp, which is really great before you use something like Second Wind to heal yourself. It's really useful. And then on top of that, I'll be grabbing repair systems as well, so I get more repairing. And then when I get to higher levels, I'll have more flexibility in terms of the actual arcane hirelings I can get with repair.
You leave the festering sewer water only to be assailed by a
and then there is a dog here. Usually you can't trip wolves. You can still try like I did, but usually it doesn't work. And Furor drops Furor's Hide, a cloak that has some cool stats on it. I didn't get it, but it would have been nice. I did get a docent of magical sheltering, which is kind of cool. Any good reasons not to take 32? No. You want lower stats because you think it's cool? Link my weapons? Oh, they said quick, link your weapons. Made a wizard and going melee with it, just reached level 5 and having tons of fun. Awesome, that's good, dude. Glad to hear that. I just made this character and I'm level 3 and I'm having tons of fun. Blazing, that means this is cold resistance. Cold absorption on a ring is not bad. Then they run Promise of Fire level 27 quest with you? Promise of Fire, eh? I can't use that. Fortification, Strength, Bracers? I mean, that's just good. Fortification is critical protection, which is kind of useful. I'll grab these just in case. You never know. Alright, now I'm going to be doing Dirk Has a Secret. Dirk Has a Secret has tons of oozes. I'm going to be likely breaking most of my weapons. This is where you break all your weapons, is in this quest. So, let's go. But first, Tower Defense. Oh, baby. Now that I have this, I can throw this on. This little diamond, by the way, opens up the menu, the enhancement menu.
Hey guys,
This
it's
gives me
me,
25 physical and
Strimtom's
magical
Dimmer
resistance
cousin,
rating, so I'm way
Strimtom.
tankier.
Bad non-pro tip, always like the melee before the casters and ranged enemies because the melee are closer and can hit you first.
That is a bad non-pro tip. Go after the melee first. Oh, gold roll. Good idea. I forgot about that. Holy guacamole, we've got the weekly VIP gold roll, and it's right here. It's actually daily for VIPs. That's so cool. You can get your own VIP gold roll by subscribing to the game, and you get one every single day. Wowzers. What a wacky and crazy deal that made me forget about the fact that I'm supposed to drink potions of resist energy, electricity. So let's get that roll going. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, that's a 64. That's a 64, ladies and gentlemen. So that is a 64. Your payout will be coming shortly, so please be patient and you will have your payout as soon as possible. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm sorry to all those of you that lost points. You should have put better predictions in. So that's what you should have done. You didn't do that, but you should have done that.
The floors, walls, and
Right. Now, we're going to fight some more oozes. Just smash our way through. The early stuff, I think most people kind of understand how to handle. So this is going to be a more boring chunk of video. But there's definitely been some good tips in here, I think, for the most part. Apparently I didn't break all my weapons. Very good. Your flex in before that? Yes, it is good. You put your flex in. Could you imagine if you had wagered all of your points? If you put 1,000,000 flasks in the pool? That would have been a little dramatic. So in this quest, I always go left, because that gives me the opportunity to earn a Muckbane before, like, really quickly, because you can open the door for the Muckbane. Now, you don't really need Muckbane nowadays. Any Ferrocrystal weapon is as good as Muckbane if you have access to Feywild, so it works pretty well. And I don't know if I might run Feywild, I don't know. See how this goes. I don't know how strong my character is going to be. Yeah, it's not super great, but it is a useful weapon to have. I'm usually down with just, like, throwing other weapons. Just have weapons in your backpack to throw at monsters, because when you loot chests, you just... Look at all these weapons I have. I got a battle axe, a longsword, another battle axe, or bastard sword, another bastard sword, another bastard sword, longsword, two-handed axe, quarterstaff. Like, I got weapons upon weapons upon weapons to throw into a guy. If you want an extra chest, you can kill the troglodyte that's just there, behind the door. I pointed, like, you can actually see where I'm pointing, and I'm not just, like, a head in a box. Also, RIP Gith. Now, as I said, when you wear a shield, your physical magical resistance rating is doubled versus traps. So the game thinks I have 70 magical resistance rating. That is why I don't feel nervous about stepping in front of this trap. Because I have 70 magical resistance rating. Even at 3 hits, it only did, like, 28 damage, all failed saves. So keep that in mind. Physical magical resistance rating doubled versus traps while using a shield, which is one of the reasons why shields are so incredibly good. We got Muck. And we got Muckbane. Let's go! Did the tank die? This is a new character.
Bulging chest in this room could only belong to
Yep.
one of the kobolds you've heard so many secrets about.
Could you imagine? And again, one of the reasons why Vanguard is just kind of good because of that. AoE damage is lessened heavily against you, so I can just eat fireballs and lightning bolts and not really care too much about the damage coming in. Yeah, there's some streamer RNG going on. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling pretty good about my luck right now. I'm actually gonna go sell and repair real quick before I continue going. I think it's a good idea. And I'm already at 114 favor, and I just started playing. Damn, dude. Stream died. Yeah, I died. I have died playing this game before. All right, and it looks like I'm stuck on a loading screen. So it wouldn't be a tutorial on how to play DDO if you didn't get stuck on loading screens in the video. Elevators in SWTOR? Yep. Dude, the number of people that died to the elevator boss in WoW. I still remember the elevator boss in Sheltering Move Speed Boots. Wow, look at that. Hellfire Citadel? Yeah. It wasn't Hellfire Citadel. It was Blackrock Foundry. Constitution 3 necklace. I mean, that's just good. I think I will take the Constitution 3 necklace. Thank you. I can't use it yet, but I will use it. Now, I'm going to be spending most of my points in the Kensai tree. However, before I get to doing that, I'm going to be spending 1 point in Vanguard because this gives me +1 to hit and damage with my weapon and with my shield bash attacks. And +1 to hit and damage for 1 point is a pretty good deal. Let's sell some stuff. Hey, Pyrite. Get this garbage out of here. This is a way better shield, and it's for level 6. Why do I have an item that drops for level 6? I don't know. Now that I have Muckbane, I actually don't need any of these other weapons, but I'll keep them just in case. I don't have gloves, but these are level 4 gloves with terrible stats on them. I will keep my level 5 docent. I don't care about the other docents. Sell all this garbage. Keep that. I don't need that or this. Sell everything else. Bear's Endurance. I don't need. Healer's Kits. Arcane Sand. Here we go. Now, one of the downsides of playing as a fighter is my haggle sucks, so my platinum is going to be really tight for quite a long time. It's not that big of a deal, but it will matter for a lot of the things that I want to be purchasing, such as the potions. I'll be needing a lot of different potions, such as the resistance potions. Elemental resistance potions will be essential to your general leveling experience, so if you want to do better, make sure you buy elemental resistance potions when possible.
The infamous Butcher's Path, a gauntlet that has inspired many tales.
All right. Set my cleric hireling on active. Take the elemental resist electric potion, and let's go. Get an extra +1 to hit and damage. I will eventually get actual shield bashing in the build. I just don't have it yet. It's okay though. An elevator and Coruscant. My hireling Grayson died too. The last time it was a worthy foe. I mean, honestly, sometimes those elevators, they can be tricksy, man. I kill the shaman that summons the cloud, and then another shaman summons another cloud. Perfect. Again, important note, I'm using the hireling for most of my healing, because I only have 1 second wind, which is personally a good idea in my opinion. If you are not sure about that, use a hireling for healing. They're really good. The most cost-effective investment? Oh, yeah. I will need to be buying lesser restoration potions and all that stuff later, and just a couple of them for just in case. Oh, dude, a level 17 just died. Oh, no. Illusion was slain. Wow, that sucks. Oh, man. I know I'm supposed to be teaching stuff and like talking about the game, but also, wow, you hate to see it. The reason why I'm spamming Intimidate in here is just so that they don't attack my hireling. Even though I don't have a lot of Intimidate skill, I just would prefer them to attack me instead of my hireling because I'm way tankier than they are. Damn, I wonder what they died to. It says a misadventure, so it's a trap. What's the little trap you would be in a level 17? It sounds like if somebody's doing quests of 4 levels over, a feast or famine trap got somebody. Yeah, that sounds like a feast or famine trap. Like one of those door traps that instantly kills you if you're not prepared for it. It could be Foundation of Discord. It could be the Foundation of Discord trap. Where you're running over the thing. That sounds right. Oh, God. Guy's gonna jump in the water before he actually fights me. The swim? I don't know why somebody named Illusion would be doing the swim. It could have been the swim. But I'm just speculating here. If you die in the swim in Crucible, that's if you die to drowning. It would be a obituary. I don't think anybody dies to drowning when they do the Crucible swim. I'm pretty sure people die to other things. Like the traps. The giant spikes are probably more likely. The Aurum Lair one can't be disarmed? Yes, it can. You can absolutely disarm the Aurum Lair trap. The secret door one you can't, but we're talking about the trap that's in the hallway that kills people. If you die to the hidden door wall on Hardcore League, you gotta turn in your badge. Sorry, turn in your badge. We're talking about the trap that pulses with all 5 elements in a row. That is extremely dangerous and is hard to, and is in the path that you have to go. It's the floor trap. The other trap is very optional and self-inflicted. because you have to open the door to kill yourself. Got bugged into the wall on Blockade Buster and couldn't get off the ship. Ouch, dude. That sucks. Blockade Buster can be very scary on Hardcore League if you're not ready for it. That's why I usually like to Blockade Buster with either somebody who can build the remote control with trap making, so you can detonate them all remotely, or with Dimension Door. I'm just going to loot an extra chest here because I can. There's a guy here and I need strength to get this door open. It's 18 strength to open this door, so.
The stench is worse in this room. Hallway, you see a powerful
Hardcore 7 is tank meta.
you have slain.
All Hardcore Leagues are tank meta. Tanks are really good on Hardcore League. I'm supposed to loot the chest. How do I have minus 27 swim? I don't think I do. My swim is minus 5. But you get a minus on your swim skill by wearing heavy armor and usually a tower shield. Swim, the minus effect is affected double by your armor check penalty. So if your armor check penalty on a tower shield is 10, which is what it is, then it gives minus 20 when you're using it for swim. But yeah, a lot of people just don't want to die in Hardcore League, so you're going to play tankier than normal. Yep, exactly. A lot of people just go the tank route to keep themselves alive. For the day 1 of Hardcore League, when we ran 1 to 20, I played as a paladin, and I did not have that many hit points, but that's because we were trying to go fast, and you need DPS for that. And get him out of here. Give me some of that little bit of XP,
No easy feat,
and then loot the chest.
bravest of warriors.
All right, so up next is a relatively terrifying quest for some, which is the Recovering the Lost Tome, because there's a room with a bunch of electric traps that is quite dangerous. I would generally, if you're solo, not recommend doing it unless you have the intelligence to turn off the traps. So I'm actually going to be skipping it, and I recommend that you do the same. As I said, unless you have a way to disable some of the traps in this quest, they can be quite dangerous. So I will be avoiding this quest for now. I'm probably going to come back here once I'm level 4, but before level 4, I think it's easy enough to avoid because it can be quite dangerous. And level 4 is when I just have a little bit more stats, points in a few different places, when I'd rather have that. Don't play tanky bards, need more sacrifices? It's not a bad idea.
A skittering sound beneath the
Here we
floor
go.
sets your nerves on edge.
Is your spray PDK and the mean wizard build? Yep. Yeah, I was doing everything I wanted with that build. Color spray hits a lot more often than Phantasmal Killer just because monsters have low will saves and higher fortitude saves on general. So color spray almost always works, and PK works like half the time. Which is obviously not great, but you know, it is what it is. Strack was slain by your constitution, or your hit points falling due to your constitution bonus decreasing at level 5. Wow.
With a final
Well, that sucks to see.
last scorpion
RIP
left.
Strack. Damn, dude. For those that don't know, that can be many different things, one of which is your rage falling off while you're unconscious, so you lose the hit points. So you're unconscious, then your rage turns off, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're dead. Because you lose hit points when your constitution goes down. That is intended game mechanics, so some people might be like, oh, they should change that. It is kind of the... Oh. Oh. Hmm. Wow. Deadly, double strike, false life. Let's go, dude. Yo, that ring's getting a lock. Plus 2 damage, 3% double strike, and 8 false life. Hmm. The Death Knight build still viable? Just wondering because I main Death Knight in WoW. You have to make changes to it. You basically want to do it as a two-handed fighter now, because the single weapon fighting thing got nerfed last patch. Not because it was too powerful, but because apparently it was too hard to balance. And named items from Haberdasher. Hey, man. I'm solo play. It is what it is. Confirmation is key. You're also going to notice I'm not running stuff on Reaper mode. That's because I'm playing as a fighter. I can't hit Reapers, and I don't recommend if you're playing solo running on Reaper mode on a first life character. That's just a bad idea.
Into the basement, you hear another sound of whirring gears and a guttural growl.
HP is nerfed. The XP bonus from Eldritch Knight. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. So the build needs a lot of changes. I should probably post somewhere that a lot of the concepts in the build got bricked by the patch. Important note, it's not that you can't play an undead character that is very powerful. You just need to actually take the tier 5 of the Eldritch Knight tree and then capstone of the Tailmaster tree. I could probably make like a version 2 of that. Alright, this is probably one of the only quests in the whole game I'm going to be breaking breakables, but there's very few breakables in this quest. All of them are pretty much on the way, and it's 20% more XP, so I'm going to be breaking all the breakables. Yo, what's up, Mr. Dorek? How are you doing today? How's it hanging? How's your Path of Exile experience going today? I'm assuming you've been playing Path of Exile for the past like 4 hours.
You see one of Osgood's men making his way down the tunnel ahead. He hears you approach and starts running.
Hey, break, please. Oh, whoops. Right, that's actually what I want to use. There's not a lot of oozes in this quest, and I forget where they are every time. Spend like 15C on much needed gear upgrades. Yeah, I should upgrade my gear eventually, but meh. I think I'm gonna go for the 5 link. My current play is just waiting until I have 700 orbs of jeweler's orbs, and then 6 socketing my chest, and then I'm gonna try to 5 link it. 5 linking should be pretty easy. Who knows? I might even get the 6 link. I'm also trying to shove Hillock in so I can get a 30% quality on the chest, so I can definitely 6-link it, but, you know, we're working on it. Doesn't increase the odds of my 6-link by 50%. So we'll see. Because I want a... I don't know why, but... sorry, those things are out of order. I want a 6-link Soul Mantle, but a 6-link Soul Mantle is selling for 4 Divines right now. But it's stupid because 4 Divines buys almost 1,800 Orbs of Fusing, which is more than the cost of just 6-linking it with the recipe. So I don't understand what's up with the market, but if I get the money, I'm just going to get the Orbs of Fusing and link it. Still Flicker Striking your way through the story? That sounds awful. I don't know how people can play Flicker Strike, but they're just like... Isn't there a recipe for guaranteed 5-link? And 6-link, yeah. Oh, I don't think I have it, though. I don't know where it comes. We'll know the 6-link recipe? Oh, where do you get it? UE... I should look up the recipe. I'll do it later. Get distracted. Rogue Hirelings only get... You can only get with points. Until Epics, where you can get Rogue Hirelings whenever you want. Why is it exactly designed like that? I don't know. Oh no! Royal got knocked down! Oh god. Infested Valley map. Oh, okay, that's not too far. Toxic Sewer map? Is it... Which one is it? Infested Valley or Toxic Sewer?
Quickly return to the Fairlane representative.
Okay, so now I can take level 4, so I'm going to grab Fighter level from Sin Iron Fist. I'm going to grab more Strength, because it does more damage. Put points into my skills, because I need them. And grab Mobility, so I can take Whirlwind Attack at level 6. Cool. I'm going to grab the extra Fortification here, so I take less damage. I think that's kind of good. And then we'll go from there. Okay, Toxic Sewer. Alright, that's not too bad. Toxic Sewer is a good map. I have a couple items I can use. I have these Double Strike Resistance Gloves. I have this Constitution 3 necklace, which gives me some more health, which is nice. And I have no bracers I can't use. Strength 1 boots doesn't really help me. Strength 1 boots does help me because it gives me one more point of strength. So I'll actually put these on. Cool. So now that I have just a little bit more stats, my health is a little bit higher. I'm now going to be going to do Stealthy Repossession. I'm going to show you the trick and the strategy for doing Stealthy Repossession. That makes it relatively easy. And the trick is killing the kobolds along the way. So I will be summoning my hireling for this, although I'll be putting them on passive, so they just kind of follow along with me. And the trick to doing stealthy repossession while solo is you don't do this stealthily. That's a lie. Have electric resistance and kill the kobolds as you go. You just don't want to get alerted. So I'm going to put on a weapon that only hits one monster, which is this, the Ember Longsword, and put my character on passive. I'm just going to have them follow me around, and if Erethin needs help, I'm going to heal them. But yeah, you just kill the non-profits.
The prince wandered towards a crude warning. Several doors lead deeper into the warehouse. High-pitched yapping noise.
Seems though I never reached that amount.
The stink of unwashed.
Oh, really? Yeah, I get that. That's the only way I get 6 links. Is either by buying them directly or using the recipe. So again, I'm just going to kill the kobolds that are here, not the prophets. And make sure you don't accidentally attack the wrong one. You just want to hard target them. There's a shaman around here somewhere. There it is. Apparently I drained out that extra room, so I'm going to kill this too. And again, just take your time. If you have multiple people, you can just rush it, where one person goes ahead of the next, and you're all set. Also, you don't want to do what I'm doing, which is crowd surfing, where I'm accidentally on top of many of the kobolds. I can't get out, so I might have to kill a prophet here to get out, but we'll see. No, I think I'm good. Cool. So now you notice I killed all the kobolds except for the prophets, so the prophets are still following me, no problem. My hireling, I'm just going to get her to heal me, apparently. She did not.
A stairway leads down into a lower section of the warehouse.
All right, well, whatever.
Several steps are spattered with
Same thing. Hit the kobold and keep going. You're just going to take your time with this one. Just take your time. Don't worry about rushing it. Just kill the non-essential kobolds along the way. Perfect. Hey, Erethin, heal me, please. Cool. It doesn't matter if Erethin dies. It is unimportant. Eventually, I will get surrounded by kobolds, but that's okay. So we're at the red-green alert so far. Not a big problem. I'm skipping this section here. Apparently, a kobold died, even though my hireling is on passive, so I don't know how. Maybe I have a guard effect on somewhere where they take damage when they attack me. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to do this. You always do the down one and then the up one. The reason why you do that is that way you can jump over the kobolds. They can't hit you again. I'm at yellow alert. Now, orange alert, apparently. Even though I killed many, many, many kobolds, I'm going to be red alerting here, which could be quite annoying. And there is a witch doctor that I really have to take care of, so I could die here. Anyway, you let that kobold just pull the door for you. You go over here, grab the Eye of Kyber, and now that the quest is over, I can start just fighting everything. There's also another witch doctor here, which is terrifying. And now I can put this character on active. So basically what I want to do is keep myself out of range of all of the spellcaster kobolds. So I'm not going to get constantly wrecked. But yeah, we're going to see how that goes. Even though I'm chopping through them as fast as I possibly can, I rolled a 19 minus 1 versus fear, so I'm currently feared. Erethin is stuck, so now we're going to escape with our Salt Marsh Trinket. Teleport away. Freedom! Okay, don't do this quest, is my lesson here. Oh, I'm afraid. I can't. I'm actually stuck. That's bad. I am permanently afraid. I'm about to die here. Unless I can escape this little hole. Give me a sec. Oh, hilarious. That did not work. I need to be able to get out of this and not get feared again, so I have to keep killing these kobolds. I just got to get rid of most of the melee, so it should be okay if I get rid of most of the melees, but that was really funny. I thought I was going to die. Apparently I didn't, which is good. Kill this guy so I can't be feared again, because it's only Witch Doctor Wazul who has fear. Alright, apparently I'm fine. I just need to keep fighting instead of panicking. Ooh! Oh yeah, dude. That's cool. I love that. Yeah, okay, sure. That's funny. Smooth as sandpaper, exactly. Perfect experience. Oh yeah, that's how you do that quest. Pro tip. Anyway, I'm gonna loot my chest now that I earned. How did that kobold even get up there? Whatever. Yeah, easy game. Game's too easy. This should make it harder. Is the core lesson here. That could have gone better. Could have gone better. This is why Fighter's great. Second win now, getting back, be able to heal back up to full health. I mean, man, that's just cool. What a good ability they added. I'm glad they added that ability to the game. Defensive Helm of Use Magic Device. I mean, that sounds useful. +2 physical magical resistance rating, and it's got Use Magic Device on it. Oh, yeah. I'm going to pick up some more repair from the mechanist tree here and see if I can't get myself a hireling who can repair, or a higher level one. Yes, they all want to give you a 2022 recap. Spotify and Twitch and YouTube and everything. Actually, did YouTube do a recap? I don't know if they did. All right, Wizard. We have Adrian, who does not cast Repair. We have Tezdra, who does not cast Repair. I think the next repairing character is Blast, maybe. I actually don't know if Blast actually casts Repair. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go get Malaran. And they are a new hireling that will help me out. So as I said, sometimes your adventures aren't always going to go as planned, but you just got to be prepared for the unprepared. YouTube Music did one? Ew, YouTube Music. I see. Yeah, Fighter second win? Very cool. Fighter lay on hands. It's a good way to think about it. Alright, sell some garbage. +3 shield with magic resistance rating built in is very cool. So let's put that in here. Alright. I will sell one of these bastards, but I don't think I need as many as I initially thought. Belt of Dodge and False Life is pretty good. Let's put that on. No longer need this. Boots of Strength 2. I didn't realize these were level 2. Fun. Let's get rid of those. Physical Sheltering Docents for level 5. I can't use that yet. As I said, just take stock of what you have. Actually read every item. Spell save, spell sight, spell resistance. It's got a lot of spell in it, but I don't need that. And I'm going to keep this potion of jumping. I'm going to refill a lot of these potions here. That's why I'm at the potion vendor specifically. Actually, I'm at the one vendor, but now I'm at the potion vendor. And I can buy a whole bunch of stuff. So let's buy a couple items that are mildly useful. So, Potion of Curse Removal. We'll buy, like, just 5 of these, so I have them just in case. Potion of Jumping. I'm going to buy, like, 5 of these in case I have to jump over something, which is very valuable in lots of different scenarios. Potion of Acid Resistance will come up because I'm going to be doing Waterworks soon, so I want to have those. Potion of Fire Resistance. I'm just going to make sure I have 5 of these. Having a whole host of potions is just incredibly useful. There's no downside to having all these potions in my inventory. And if you're the benefit of having extra is if you think, oh, I don't know if I should buy this, or like if I should use it. By having extras, you can just know, okay, if I'm in trouble, I can just use the thing. All right, and now the last potion I'm going to be buying with the last of my money is a better repair potion, because having the right repair potions can be essential to your experience of staying alive. So let's go do that. I'm going to get rid of this docent because it's just taking up inventory space. Acid potion and jump potion. Strimtom killed 24 bards? Honestly, probably, yeah. At 1,200 hours lagging? Oh, God. They could do a DDO recap, tell you about how long you, like, played, how many past lives you got on your account. That'd be kind of cool if they did keep track of how much experience, Reaper XP you got in a recap. Anyway, so Quolish Wren here sells higher level potions, so I can buy Oils of Repair. So I can buy 10 of these, 11. So in case I get into trouble and my hireling can't protect me, I now have Oils of Repair. Yeah, protection from evil potions are good for stuff like command. You just have to know when you're going to get commanded. And I can't currently remember. Alright, let's go do Waterworks, I think. Waterworks is a natural progression. It's the next step. It's where we should go. Waterworks. Catacombs is a very bad quest zone for this character. Loads of melee. I'm using slashing weapons. Yeah, it's just not a good place to be. So I don't want to do that. Also, benefit of this character is I'm immune to hold, which is nice. Oh, I also have one more quest to turn in that I forgot. Don't forget to hand in all your quest rewards in case you get something better. Go here. I'm gonna hand this one quest in, I forgot. It could give me something good. You never know. Every single item you pick up is valuable, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of the shorter quests, like the house quests, they have like a bunch of items and chests in them, which is super valuable. Keen-eyed double shot, not good. Dex ramp gloves for level 5, actually very good. Ramp is shorthand for repair amp. Maybe not for everybody, but I just call it ramp because that's what I call it. Now, this character is going to be unlocking House P buffs. They're incredibly valuable and useful. But I'm going to be starting working on that later, which is when I start working on Tangleroot, which I'll be doing 4 levels over, because you don't need to have it right away, especially for solo. But for solo play, when you don't have anyone else casting buffs on you, they're really useful to have. I'm going to summon my hireling here, because there's no reason not to. And we go on an adventure. You have 11 Intimidate and level 400. You can get 500 XP and level 1 item from the guy. Yeah, I don't have it. My Intimidate is currently 0. Yeah. I'm just bigger than kobolds, so I can intimidate them. Normally I would level up Intimidate, but this is a solo playthrough, so I took Repair instead. Repair is so that way, if I rest at a shrine, I get more health back. But if I was playing in a group, or like not committed to 100% solo play, I would have done Intimidate. I'm not using Frogo because I'm trying to show how to get through the game without some of that stuff. That's the goal anyway. This is meant to be kind of like a walkthrough, so if you're like, oh man, I'm a solo player, how do I get through the game? This is how you get through the game. So I'll be breaking this up and throwing this into chunks on the YouTube channel. As to what you're supposed to be doing. And hopefully that'll be helpful for some, especially people that are solo players and don't know exactly what to do to level through the game or where they should go or how they handle certain problems. Because I think a lot of people just really don't know how to handle certain problems. So, like, they don't understand how valuable some potions are to protect them, especially like the resistance potions in the early levels. Or how to deal with certain traps. Alright, so here we need electric and acid resistance. I'm going to have to eat this trap. That's how we get through it. Also, now we can start spawning champions, so I got to be a little bit more mindful about how I handle different groups of monsters. So I'm going to have my hireling go here, pop the trap. You just run in and run out. It actually didn't hit me, but usually it does. And you just wait for this to go. That's it. Once it's done, we keep going.
I'll take a wild gamble and predict the future with traps in only 4 letters. Ding.
I probably should do a prediction to see if I'm going to die. It's a good idea. There's another fire trap here. To avoid it, you just literally hug the right when you run past, and it doesn't hit you. Oh, I no longer have the shield. Reinforced shield? Wait, did I sell the other shield that I had? Alright, well, I guess I'm back to this mithril shield. Must have sold it by accident. Well, it's gonna happen, I guess.
I don't understand things too. Like differential equations.
Yeah, me neither.
I was going to get a math minor, but after that, no thanks. Was
Yeah,
only
different
one class
differential's
away.
too hard. It's funny because differential equations suck. Also, linear algebra, for many, does suck as well. Not a big fan of those different learning disciplines. But dying would be bad for the YouTube video. Well, that's why I'm doing it on Hardcore League, to show, one, the level of precaution, and also the fact that it is doable. Again, I don't have any items. The only thing I have ahead of time, I'm not touching my shared bank. The only thing I'm going to be using is, this is going to happen over a few days, so I'm going to be using my gold rolls every day for XP, and also ship buffs. I recommend everybody goes and gets ship buffs. There are plenty of leveling guilds that are out there that will help you out and just invite you so you can get some buffs and some extra stats. And it's totally worth it to take the time to send somebody a message on your server and say, hey, can I join your leveling guild so I can get them ship buffs? And then they go, yeah, no problem. That sounds pretty good. Actually, it's a great idea. That's why we have this guild here. It's a leveling guild, so you can get leveling. Oh, whoops. I'm asking him to heal himself. Why is Malloran healing himself? Yeah, horses are good. Cretin de Bueno D&D. I don't know. I unfortunately don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. I don't know which one that is. So I'm familiar with neither. So apologies. I can speak English and I can kind of read French. Kind of. Also, because some of these quests are getting longer, make sure to check the duration on your different spells.
You start the video as normal, go through the gears and stats like always. Quests and combat as expected, and when suddenly the character dies from something unexpected, total silence, and video ends.
Honestly, not a bad idea. I will probably, if that does happen, I'll still throw it up on YouTube anyway, because the people don't even have to know. Just label it like part 2, part 3, and then end it there. It makes it way easier. Yeah. Alright, I talked to this guy. We're done. I'm not going to get that trap. Or I can run through the trap to get the chest. I just don't want to do that. I think I popped all my XP gems on my bank tunes. Went from a 3rd life poison alchemist. Went from level 1 to level 9? Level 9? Dude, that's way too many. Start the numbering at 2. No, I'm not going to start the numbering at 2. Also, the wolves here are quite dangerous, so you gotta be careful about that. If you get champ wolves, that's really where you gotta be mindful, because they can get you pretty hard. Fortunately, I have a lot of armor class at this level, so I'm not doing too bad. 700,000 XP, my god. Again, I'm gonna drink another electric resist potion, because I know that there's gonna be some kobolds coming down here. Because they have their lightning bolts and what have you. Another important note, my guy is waiting in the back. I don't want them to get sniped out. I have enough jump to climb up here. If you don't have enough jump to climb up here, what I recommend you do instead is just run in, pull the lever, and leave. But I have enough jump to do that. Although apparently I don't have enough jump to do that, which is funny. I'm going to hug this area here, so that way the shaman can't shoot me, so I can just loot it, get my cold iron returning shuriken. I don't really want. Pull this lever and leave. I got a docent too. Devotion of electric resistance. Whoa. What's this build? Sword and shield fighter. It's not necessarily going to be a Vanguard. I'm going to be using Kensai as opposed to Vanguard. In my opinion, I think Kensai does a better job of what I want to do. The downside to using Kensai is that you need the weapon focus feat line to make it work, and I won't be getting weapon focus for a little bit. We'll figure it out. Death and say so to my OnlyFans for more. Oh my god. I don't currently plan on doing that, but I could make some money. Explicit content. What's that explicit content? Death. But video game death, so it's not bad. What I'm doing right now is creating content for a solo guide playthrough. A lot of people like playing DDO, and a lot of people can't play with others. So you need tips and tricks for how to get through the game solo. So I thought, hey, why not just do a full playthrough of the whole game solo and record it? And then I thought, why don't I leave it up to chat to vote on what character I should play? And they voted earlier to pick fighter. Cool. Also, why don't I leave it up to chat to figure out what I was going to do? And they said, oh, do the solo fighter thing, but I'm on Hardcore League, so why not? Who knows? Maybe it'll be fun. Got critically hit for 4. That's annoying. So I'm going to be leveling through the game solo as a fighter to prove a point as to how you, or to show how you do it. And so this, I'm going to be just cutting up what I'm playing right now and throwing it up on YouTube for people that want to see. Important note, there's nothing wrong with playing by yourself. I usually don't.
This appears to be clan national.
But it's not that I physically can't. Because also people want to, we all want to play together. Sometimes you want to tune in the stream, you're like, oh man, let's do a quest together. It's much easier than doing a quest by yourself. That's why I'm not grouping right now. Pieces didn't give us much warning. It ends on February 7th, I think.
Quest completed.
Also, X-Banner. Welcome to the stream team. Appreciate support. Hope you have a fantastic day. Okay, pro tip number 28 for this room. I'm going to be pulling stuff out of this room because I'm solo. I want all of it to come up here. In fact, I'm going to pull you back here. The reason why I'm pulling it all back here is so that, number one, it just gives me more time for the monsters to get to me, and I don't have to worry about Malaran running somewhere random and getting killed by kobolds somewhere along the way. Instead, I can just fight all the kobolds here, and I can also ensure that the shamans are coming in, so I'm not getting sniped down from 100 miles away. Go on. Which is a big worry for me. So again, I'm just pulling them all back. And then I guarantee that my character experience here doesn't end prematurely. Kill this shaman. Alright, so most of the kobolds have been taken care of, especially all the champs and the dangerous ones. There's like a couple of shamans and throwers out there, but I'll go get them. What happens if you die in D&D? Well, in Dungeons & Dragons Online, usually, while you're playing this video game, your character will leave a soul stone, and you're attached to it, so you become like a little spooky ghost, and you're attached to your soul stone. However, if you're playing Hardcore League, if you die, you can't play anymore, and you have to make a new character. If you're talking about pen and paper D&D, so when you're playing with your friends, realistically, that's up to your dungeon master. They will tell you whether they want you to make a new character, or if there's a way for your character to become resurrected, because there's resurrection magic in Dungeons & Dragons. Maybe the dungeon master will say, well, hold on, maybe you guys can figure it out. So it really depends situation to situation if you're playing pen and paper D&D. Why am I playing alone? Because this is a solo playthrough. I'm going to be posting this. I'm going to be posting a thing on YouTube because there's not a lot of like solo tips and tricks. This is a fully guided. It's going to be basically a fully guided playthrough. Oh, a level 18 just died. A fully guided solo playthrough for those people who don't really know what to do that well to play solo and how to get through some of the content. Tips and tricks on like what to do when you don't have a rogue and what to do when you don't have a, you know, a healer, and what you do when you don't have this or that or the other thing. That's the goal here. Yep. What's the Who tab looking like? What? I don't know what that means. But damn, a level 18. What'd you die to 18? The levels? Oh, who's the max level on hardcore right now? I don't know. I haven't loaded. I just loaded the tabs. Give it a sec. It's currently loading. Thanks. This is like, can't find anybody with that name. What are you doing, Strimtom? So why hardcore? Because I was playing on hardcore, it's more fun, and if I can do a solo level on a pure fighter to cap on Hardcore League, then you can too, following my steps. Sure, I might get blown out, but I should be okay. Tom is currently level 32, and there's other people out there. I can't see anything though. Give me a sec. We got no. This kobold is too dodgy. I just don't want it to kill Arlos. That's all. Also, I do not know where Malaran is. I didn't tell him to stop, so. But yeah, hardcore because it's fun. It's good to add that extra level of tension when I'm trying to be successful. Extra layers of tension. Why not? Now, this next quest is quite dangerous. So, on a first life character, this can be really sketchy. You really want to make your reflex saves because there's a lot of AoE damage coming out, and it can be very nerve-wracking. As a result of which, I've gained a little bit of platinum. I'm actually going to do something slightly out of character in that I'm going to also buy a potion of Cat's Grace, which will increase my reflex saves, so I will take less damage from Nyax's Cold Ray. So that will hopefully work, although I don't know if it's going to work. Stress-free Trapper build. I played Word of Relic, but I fear at later levels, Charisma main stat ability traps will fall off. If you're playing on the regular servers, it's fine. If you're playing on Hardcore League, just play a Caster Artie and blow everybody up. Caster Artie is a really, like, stress-free Trapper. right, there we go. So now I have Cat's Grace potions. I just have to remember to use that. It's intelligence-based, lots of damage, and you've got mana so you can heal yourself easily. Yeah, Artie's very good. If you haven't had the chance to play a caster Artie, I would definitely recommend it. It might sound weird, but it is more powerful than you might think.
The strong smell of sewage permeates the air around you.
All right. If you're wondering why I summoned the Hireling, it's just because I can in these areas. It also lets me possibly do like a couple extra characters because they're like bosses. Maybe for some more XP. Take to R10s, it works really well. Oh yeah, it's great. Caster Artificer is super strong. The only downside of Caster Artificer is you can't Caster Artificer until level 6. Until level 6, you're just repeating Crossbow Artificer. But it's okay, because repeating Crossbow is really good. So, better in your hardcore alt. Here's to see how it does. I mean, it should be good. Having a shield makes you so much more powerful. Shield is very good defensively. It's one of the reasons why I don't think Vanguard needs to do as much damage as the other two types, like as much as like Kensei and Knight of the Chalice. I'm actually okay with Vanguard doing less damage because of how defensive shields are inherently. I just really wish that this ability gave 20 melee power instead of 10. They just need that 10 melee power. Like being 40 melee power, or getting 10 melee power out of Vanguard when Kensei gets 60 is like really mind-boggling. Just give him 20. I gotta do Big Patch again. Too many things came up, and then I never ended up getting back into it. Runs here whether you summon it or not. Yep, exactly. Oh no! Grod Bogrit was slain. R.I.P. Maybe it would be the main spells. It's like Convoluted Rotation. No, you just cast... when you get level 6, you get access to the spell Lightning Rod, as well as the spell-like ability Lightning Rod. So you cast Lightning Rod and your Rune Arm. Oh, you also want to get good at using your Rune Arm, because... So if you don't have one, go farm out Stronati's Hand Cannon, and then that helps out a lot. Rune Arms are off of any type of global cooldown or animation, so you can always fire your Rune Arm. You can fire your Rune Arm while you're casting, running, jumping, attacking. You can fire your Rune Arm whenever you want. Wait, what did I say? Did not say... I thought I said Blast Rod. If I didn't say Blast Rod, I apologize. I meant to say Blast Rod. Alright, here we need Acid Resist Potions, because these things are scary. And they deal extra damage, acid damage to your character when they hit you. Alright, we're almost there. Important note, usually on the regular servers, I run to the end and I just pull all of them into a big pile. On Hardcore League, I absolutely do not do that, because on Hardcore League, these things just have more hit points, and they hit harder, especially when you get the large gray oozes if they spawn as champions. Alright, there we go. Oozes down. No problem. Now I'm going to drink my lightning resist potions, because I'm going to be encountering some kobold shamans soon.
I love that you refuse to use the Muckbane you pulled.
Well, yeah, what if you don't pull Muckbane? Also, Muckbane is single target, whereas this is AoE. I'm telling you, man, my decisions are sound. And my decision is final. But, yeah, this is the idea. I don't need to use the Muckbane. Never getting Rune Arms is a large part of damage rotation? Yes. Any practical notes on using Rune Arms? Yes. You can always use your Rune Arm all the time, so just press the button. Just practice it. Also, there's a feat called Rune Arm Use. It's the worst feat ever, in terms of explaining what it does. But it makes it so your Rune Arms auto-charge when you have it toggled. You want to turn that on. So put it on your track, and when you log in, turn on Rune Arm Use, and your Rune Arms will just automatically charge for you. So you just have to press them to fire them. That's it. You just get a gun that just shoots. Okay. So, Cat's Grace, Resist Cold, and I'm just rushing the Kobold Shamans. Also, goodbye, Rosthar. The Kobold Shamans have a lot of spells that they cast. There's one failed save to Nyax. There's a second failed save to Nyax. I'm gonna drink a potion. There's a third failed save to Nyax, a fourth failed save to Nyax Gold Ray. This is why I had Resist Cold, and I wanted the Cat's Grace. I know I'm only +8, but still, that's why I was counting it out. The reason why I know it's a failed save is you can't take damage from Nyax Cold Ray unless you fail your save. It only deals damage if you fail. Alright. And now I'm with my hireling, so I'm okay. That's one of 3 scary rooms in this dungeon. Scary room number 2 is right here. Loads of monsters, wolves that can spawn as champs, and the possibility for a boss. Is a boss, lots of champs. So I'm gonna pull around the corner here, fight these so I'm out of range of the boss, and then you start beating the monsters down. And go in for the boss here, because he moved around the corner. Herald of Asmodeus. I don't remember exactly what that does, so I'm gonna ignore it and just kill him. Cool, and we're all set. Again, this is one of the reasons why being tanky on a fighter is great. Cool. Done. There's also a shrine in the back if you need to get through it. I can show this off because I'm immune to poison. So here's a fun trick. I'm going to eat into my timers, but it's okay. Okay, so your friend dies and you need to resurrect them, or your hireling dies, or you die, whatever it is. There's poison traps here. Now, I'm a warforged, so I don't take poison damage from the traps, but you might. How do you get past this trap? All right, so you want to jump here and jump over this. Go climb this and jump over this. Cool, no problem. But now you have a problem. How do I get back? I can't jump over this, because what if my jump is too low? Boxes. Don't break these, jump on the crates, and you can, no matter what your jump is, you can always jump over this trap. And then same thing, do the jump over here, and you're all set. So that's how you can avoid getting hit. Not all the time, of course, as I clearly just got hit, but that is a pro move to how to get past that. Is it champion different mods on hardcore this time? I've been looking at the league. Yes, it's hardcore 2 champions. So, yeah. Also, I feel you on the progressing through Path of Exile thing. I have been really enjoying Path of Exile this league. It's been fun. I can't even believe I'm saying this. I actually like the league mechanic, too. A lot of people hate the league mechanic, but I actually like it. Oh, I'm just running through here because I have Resist Acid and a shield. If you don't have Resist Acid and a shield, take your time. Be careful, but I have Resist Acid and a shield, so I don't care. And this is why we buy potions. Also, another person just died to a trap. Oh my god. A level 13. Yeah, by the way, it gets way harder when you get into higher tier maps. Now that I'm in yellow maps, it's a lot harder than it was before. It's basically just telling me, hey, by the way, you need a 5 link right now to give yourself 100% increased damage. It's like, yeah, I know. Drink another healing potion, and down we go. So feather falling is nice because it allows me to land on this little platform, and then I can hit this kobold shaman right away. You can also land on one of the other platforms and pull the lever right away, but I prefer to hit the kobold shaman. There's also a kobold shaman over there who's going to Nyax me from downtown, and I failed my save again. I have not made a save against Nyax Cold Ray. And this is why I still have cold resistance, and I have my Cat's Grace, just in case. Done. 5 link out of the stash. Oh, you guys have a 5 link soul mantle? Oh shit, I should get a 5 link soul mantle from you. Can I bribe you for that 5 link soul mantle? I missed it on the extra chest. Which extra chest? You guys have a PoE guild? I technically am the leader of a PoE guild with a stash. The ogre? I'm not gonna do the ogre solo because I'm gonna die. What you gonna bribe you with? A crisp $20 bill. It's very crisp. Yeah. Plucked it off the tree this morning. Because, you know, as the old saying goes, money does grow on trees, so why don't you just pull the money off of the tree instead of going to earn it by working a job? Well, guilds are basically useless in Path of Exile. It's basically just for like trading gear, because you can have a guild stash. That's pretty much it. You can also buy a guild map tab in your guild stash, so then you can place excess maps you don't need, and then somebody else can use those maps if they join later, so they don't actually have to find them all, which is kind of cool. It makes map sharing within a guild really easy, so then everyone gets their Atlas done. Because once you get Atlas completion, as you run the game, you're just going to be picking up the maps. Like, that's just how it works. You will just be picking up maps. So, why not be able to share those maps?
Speaking of money, here is some of mine. Thank you
Oh,
for
thanks.
the new series.
Yo, anytime, Deadshot. I'm just getting killed by kobolds here. I'm slowly working my way through. You can notice that solo play, especially on a brand new first life character, is going to be a lot more elongated and complicated than on an existing character. Oh, roommate's listening to music. I heard some, like, noise. Alright, good luck. Oh, pray for you? Actually, I gotcha. The ogre? Well, you're like 2 minutes behind on that one. All right. Now I need to find Ven. And there's all these kobolds around here now. Fortunately, there's not that many casters in here, but the casters that are in here cast Lightning Bolt and Ice Storm, and actually one of them casts Fireball, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm just checking right here because sometimes Ven is like literally right here at the beginning, and then I will run the entire dungeon in a big circle and not find him, and it's kind of embarrassing, so I'm gonna deal with that. Are you account doing a series like that? Raw Basics? No, that sounds horrible. Free to play, like $0 DDO is not fun. It's literally not fun. So if you start new, you'll know it's not fun. It's not a good experience. I don't want to do that. For me, I need the games that I play to be fun, or else I like burn out real bad. So as long as I'm having fun, it's a good time. So something like starting from scratch with nothing is a very negative, bad experience. So I don't want to do that. I have all this account with all this money spent on it. Why don't I use the account with all the money? Like starting up a new account and having to unlock all of the quests in the game? No. It'd be such a time-consuming, frustrating experience. So, yeah, I understand that that's what a lot of people have to go through. But no, dude. I don't want to do that. That, as well as... This is going to sound really bad. Free-to-play is great, because it means that people can access video games without having to pay for them. This includes people who don't have a lot of money. So, like, you know, adults in a tight spot, people in countries where their currencies aren't as valuable as, like, some of the North American and European currencies, and other currencies in other countries that I don't know much about. You know, but where your dollar happens to be weak, it's nice to be able to play free-to-play games and stuff like that. And also for kids who don't have access to a credit card, and they want to play Vigimo games, so they can still get access to that stuff. So absolutely, there's a lot of good things about free-to-play games. But also, like, I don't know, pay for your video games. I know people that, or like I've seen people, they talk about almost like it's a badge of honor that they've like played a game for X amount of years and they haven't paid a single cent. I'm like, imagine somebody brings you so much joy and so much entertainment every day. And you've played for years. And then they don't see a single penny? I don't know, dude. And like, pay for your video games. Like, not to say that you shouldn't always have to do that, but I just find that it's like a weird flex. Obviously, it's free to play, and the system is designed to set up for those people, but that's just the way that I think about it. Not that it isn't an accomplishment, it is. I wouldn't be able to stomach playing a game at a lower quality for that long. Some people can, obviously. But, yeah, it's interesting. I've self-promoted much, but if someone wants to watch free-to-play solo, that's what you're doing on your channel. Yep, and I've talked about your channel before on the stream, because Canicus does like the free-to-play stuff that I don't want to do. It's important to note, it's not that the content doesn't exist. It's actually a perfect avenue. If you want to become a DDO content creator and you don't know what to make, I don't want to make that content. Feel free to do that. Lore videos, I don't really want to do that. I probably could, but it's not the type of content I think of myself as wanting to make. Okay, I missed Ven somewhere, and I don't know where. Because I've currently searched every spot that he is. So I'm going to use backspace now to see if I can find him. Because I missed him somewhere. There's a corpse that I ran past. Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely not. When they make their money when people buying frames, etc. But you can earn frames by playing the game. Yeah, exactly. Again, it's the same thing. Like, when I play Destiny 2, I don't buy any of the cosmetics, right? So I haven't spent any money on cosmetics in Destiny 2. But I buy the season passes, and I bought the expansion, so I probably end up spending, like, what, like, 80 bucks a year on the video game? So it is free to play, but I don't know, just pay your video game. Not that every price is equal, or that, you know, video games don't, or like a lot of companies don't overcharge, which a lot of companies do. A lot of companies do overcharge for their video games, and I totally get that, but yeah. Okay, there he is. There's Corpsey. Hey, Corpsey, what's up? And I'm almost level 5. Dang. I'm not quite, though. Yeah, because they spend the most IRL money on the game? Oh, for sure. You should pay for B. I just want to see how long it takes. And some people can't pay. Absolutely. And that's what I said. It's a good system. I'm not against the free to play model. I'm not against people knowing that free to play exists and then using that to their own benefit. That's the reason why it exists. It's good for the game developers to have more people just playing their game. And it's just good for you if you want to, you know, not spend as much money. So I can 100% get behind that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Cruiser? I am doing solo run. This is solo fighter. But yeah, as I said, it's in no capacity a bad thing to play solo. Yeah, that's it. I said, like, if you just watch my content and then subscribe if you don't want to see ads, or watch the ads, good enough for me. People that continue to support me in more ways than that. I didn't want to bring this about me, but mostly about the content. But yeah, it's just one of those things I find really weird. This whole, like, obsession with not paying any money. Also, Dougal, slain by a Fear Reaper, level 3. This is why we didn't do Reaper mode at level 3. I should probably go do a quest. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you a quest trick, because this is a solo run, so I'm going to show you a quest trick on a quest that some of you may have done before. So it should be good. Is that the Thrower Barb? Yeah, Cruiser 0, the Thrower Barb. I forgot to say, they fixed Death Ward bug with Second Wind. Yes, they did. Alright, so this is, I'm going to show you a couple of cool tricks with one of these quests in here that maybe you are not experienced with. Pretty good. This is the quest Sunken Sewer. And Sunken Sewer has some traps, and it has some monsters that can be quite dangerous. However, it's not dangerous for Warforged, and it's not dangerous if you know what to do. So I'm going to show you a quick trick to get through this quest super fast and get some exp, which is short for EXP. So here's what we do. First, summon the hireling in case of emergency. You always want to have your hireling backup in case of emergency. 2, electric resist potions, because kobold shamans are a thing. 3, movement speed. You're going to head to the left here, and you want to come into this room. You can fight these monsters or not, it doesn't matter. Poison traps deal damage to you and are very deadly, unless you're a Warforged, at which point you can completely ignore them. These guys can't, though, as they run through and die. Kill this kobold shaman. You don't have to, but you can, just to make sure you don't get sniped. Now, usually what you're supposed to do is go across and pull these levers to lower the bridge. Or, don't do that. This requires no jump to do, so you can do it on any character. Swim across the water here. Instead of pulling those levers, jump up onto this ledge, and then you can jump over here. Boom. Doesn't require any jump, and you're able to just quickly and efficiently sneak past. Now, there's skeletons here. How do you fight them? You don't. You're jumping in the water, so you don't have to worry about that. Now I'm going to turn to the right. There's a kobold chentry here, and when it brings that bell, it's going to summon some kobolds. How do I fight them? You don't. You go underwater. There's not enough monsters here to trigger any alert of any kind, so you can just skip all of them and run through, come up into this pipe, and then fight the final boss, and you're done. Super fast quest. You summon the boss by going to the chest. He comes out. Get your hireling back, put him on active so he'll actually fight the monster. And yeah, smash.
As the troglodyte leader lies dying, the magic barrier's strength seems to bleed away.
Perfect. If you want to do Caster Fighter, there was a duelist build that I played last league, and it was a duelist wand build using bleed damage, and so you use Spell Slinger, Corrupting Blood, Kinetic Blast with Exsanguinate, and you basically attack, and every time you attack, you shoot out Kinetic Blast, which applies your Corrupting Blood damage, as well as shooting out an Exsanguinate, which deals additional damage over time, and you're like a bleed build. Yeah. And it was a Gladiator wand build. I can find the link for it if you want. Or you can Google it, which is also an option. Fortification Intimidate. Cool. And I need to upgrade my shield anyway. That's good. Now I'm level 5, I'm going to take it. I don't have any other level 2s that I want to do, so there's no reason for me to hold on to it. I probably also should have been spending my enhancement points, but whatever. It's fighter time, baby. Harassment. I don't know if I should inform work or just ignore it. That depends. If you don't like it, ask them to stop. If they refuse to stop, then feel free to just escalate it and tell your boss. That's what I would do. Ask them to stop, put the ball in their court, and if they don't, then escalate. Hey, I asked you to stop. No, the one that I was following wasn't. Let me see if I can find it. This is the build that I... Oh no, this is a... Oh, the build that I worked is apparent that I was running apparently doesn't work anymore, so you'll have to find it on your own. Or Ipsum can help you with that. As I said, ask them to stop, and if they say no, then escalate. And make sure don't ask them to stop on anything non-recordable. Ask them to stop on like an actual recordable chat that you can screenshot, so you can say, "Hey, I asked this person to stop, they didn't, and you know, I don't know what to do. Can you please give me a hand because they are refusing to stop, and I don't. This is unwanted behavior." Sent. And then if your workplace doesn't do anything about it, then you can continue to work on it from there. I don't need these +2 bracers anymore. Get rid of these. I don't really need barkskin potions. I want my oils of repair. So many potions in my inventory. I have apparently a lot of rubies for some reason I don't understand. And now I'm going to spend my money on potions because potions are good. Like I said, the reason why I'm saying you ask them to stop is because you want to look proactive. Just like I am proactively trying to get this to stop. I am showing a pattern of behavior that this person thinks that it's bad for them to do. Because if you just tell them, they'll be like, "Okay, did you do this thing?" And then they'll be like, "No, I didn't do that." And then they'll be like, "Oh, well, they said they didn't do it. So what are you gonna do?" They said they didn't do anything and they're not responsible. Do you have any proof that they did it? You go, "Well, no." Did you ask them to stop? No. Yeah. Just step A. Yep, document, exactly. Anyway, so pro tip. I need a weapon, so I can go to the weapon broker here, Jacoby Alliance, and try to find a better bastard sword. And I can. Can I get a better one? Not really. And the brokers, you can buy stuff and sell stuff to them, and they will give you more money back when you sell things. So if I sell this, I'll get more money than just selling this to a regular vendor. So sell stuff to the brokers for more money, and then you can buy from the brokers anything that anybody sold. So it's a good way. It's basically like an easier trading system. Cool. Well, now I'm level 5. And progress is going pretty steady. You know what I'm saying? This is going pretty good. I'm going to be taking the group weapon specialization as well as exotic weapon mastery, which I will need. So that's where all of my points this level are going to be going into. So that way I can get my fighter effects to apply to my bastard sword. The problem is I can't actually use this because I need weapon specialization, which I don't get until I get weapon focus. The hard part about this character is the screwy way in which whirlwind attack is affecting my leveling, because it means I won't have the right feats at the right levels, but what are you going to do? Anyway, grabbing another cleric hireling, because even though I don't really want a cleric hireling, that's the best I can get. And then I believe it's time to move on. Higher level quests. Yeah, everywhere is different. As we're Grim Rovers, you need 3 to 4 links to swap the Corrupted Blood Wander build, and that's rough on the first character of the league. Yeah, you're supposed to level as something else. But I find the Corrupting Blood, which is good enough on its own. It's pretty easy to level with Corrupting Blood. Alright, so now we're at level 5. The monster's going to get a little bit scarier. So I'm not going to do every quest. I'm going to be a little bit more picky and choosy about which quests that I do. This is some solo. Yep, this is Pure Fighter. Didn't I do Pure Fighter 5K last season too? Yes. So what I'm trying to do right here is create content for... So I'm going to be cutting up this section of the video. This is a solo leveling build. So this is, if you're, you know, some people don't know what to do with their solo, or where to go, what quests to do, how to get through quests, how to deal with traps. So that's why I'm currently in the process of just leveling with a character by myself. And hopefully this information can be helpful or assistive to somebody else who's watching. I don't think assistive is a word, but whatever. I will be doing Tangle Root, yeah. I can probably do the first 2 parts of Tangle Root pretty easily with this character. And yeah, so that way, for those of you that, you know, just don't know exactly where to go, what to do, you need tips and tricks, items, things you should have in your inventory. My goal is to be able to provide just some small amount of detail that might help out a little bit. So like I said, all the potions that I have stocked here is useful. What items you should be holding on to, things in powerful offensive and defensive stats. Hopefully it helps. Because right now I got 53 physical and 37 magical, which makes me relatively tanky as a melee. Obviously if you're playing a barbarian or something, different level of defense. And then I have lots of potions, as well as the ability to heal myself with Second Wind. And now we go. I wish I had more damage per strike. I haven't really gotten a lot of damage as I've leveled up, but I'm working on it bit by bit. I'm working on it. I don't have the money to buy most potions that I want, and I have to do it in like smaller chunks, especially when it comes to like the Oil of Serious Repair, but we go. Also, what's up, Newton's Raiders? How you guys doing? How was the stream? Hopefully very good. What's up? Is it a visual bug that Knowledge of Battle isn't working at 7 when I'm 3 Favored Soul, 3 Ranger, 1 Artificer? No. Less than half of your levels are Favored Soul, so it's not working. You need to have at least half Favored Soul. So at level 7, 3 is less than half of 7. Half of 7 is 3.5, therefore it doesn't function. If you're following the build that I wrote, it is the consequence you have to have it for 1 level, where it's not going to be there. It's not a big deal, it's just 1 level. You get it back the next level, and you already have the Inquisitive damage dice. In the video, my explanation for it was you're playing in Hardcore League, so you shouldn't be soloing anyway, and you still have enough damage, so you shouldn't really run into any problems with that. Goodbye, Orc Cleric. Let's go. I should have a fire resistance on here, and probably lightning resistance as well, but I'm not too worried about lightning. It's mostly getting Scorching Raid that I'm worried about. There we go. The weather for Florida, that could literally be anywhere. That also means I have to cut that out of the YouTube video. Thank you for giving me extra work, Glumslinger. Just kidding, I'm being petty. Because you said the word petty and then it was in my mind. Ha 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 ha. That's okay, it's just the thing we've been talking about for the past 2 hours. Haha, pettiness. Pettiness. I try not to be petty when it comes to, like, different things. I'd rather just... Oh! Guild level 47! Let's go! Sharing the joy. Nah, it's okay. But yeah, I'm doing a thing where it's like, I want to have something recorded as like early game stuff and how to level and how to do solo. So this character is a 100% solo play, and it's going to be like a play guide. So if you're stuck and you don't know where to go or what quests to do, or, you know, what level areas you should do or how you should play, this will hopefully help out. And again, I'm doing this on Hardcore League. I'm also playing a fighter, which is a really straightforward character. I got a hireling with me. Should be pretty easy. Is solo fighter going well? Yeah, I just bust up everything. Low level fighter is very good. Low level melees with actual melee work is good. Except when I eat the fear. How's fear rolling a 1? Oh yeah, dude. Oh baby. Must get rid of cause fear. Oh, there's 2 clerics and they're healing each other. They're too powerful. Fear immunity is very good. I don't have a way to get fear immunity on this build, do I? I can get stand fast for immunity to fear, which is not the worst idea. Probably good for Hardcore League. And I have a shield, so I get immunity to knockdown. Honestly, not a bad idea. That's probably what I'll end up doing. Yeah, solo fighter is going great, dude. Going great. I've always liked the fighter class. And with access to Second Wind, it's become a lot stronger than it was before. You can drink remove fear potions. While feared, can you? I mean, I can easily fit remove fear in this build, especially because it gives me 10% bonus quality hit points, but yeah, I'm just not sure. Okay. More stealth minions. What does it change with Second Wind? Second Wind is a new ability that they've added to the fighter class. You get 1 charge of it at level 2, and a charge every 4 levels after that. And what it does is it heals you for half of your hit points when you press the button Second Wind on the keyboard. So I press this button and it heals me for 50% of my max. Okay. I'm struggling to kill anything because they're all running away. What is this? Why is every single orc running away from me? It's like I turn to fight them and I'm like, nope, run away now. It's like this amazing flanking strategy. What build? Pure fighter. Ratcatcher or mental world shaper on hardcore? Probably Ratcatcher? I mean, I don't know. What are you rolling? Fighting with sword and shield? No, it's the two-handed fighting feat line. I get two-handed fighting because I'm using a bastard sword. Bastard swords and dwarven raxes are counted as hand-and-a-half weapons, which means that they are affected by two-handed fighting as long as you have it in your hand. However, if you have a bastard sword, or if you have something else in your offhand, like another weapon, it doesn't work. So you can't use it while dual wielding, but sword and shield, I can have my shield up for defense and also attack.
A dusty caravan blocks the road to the west.
This gives me +2 damage. So that's really cool. I'll take +2 goggles. I don't need the illusion resistance, but I'll take everything else. Got a divine from Tujin? Well, you don't have a divine from Tujin, because you don't have the exceptional scythe artifacts. Unless you're just going to go buy a whole bunch of them. I don't know how expensive they are. But I did see that. Also, finally, your first divine. I'm 86, man. I got no divines. I found 2 exalts, though. So that's like 20 chaos right there.
The local orcs have transformed this cave into a shrine.
Okay, what element do I need in here? For now, nothing. Let me go melee some stuff.
Visions revealed by the gatekeeper's spell.
Yep, and then we just melee some stuff. I might take a bunch of damage here from these guys, but whatever, it's not a big deal. Goodbye, Layden. This is why I want to get some actual cleave abilities here, so I can hit more monsters when you get surrounded. I do have strike through, which is important for this character to function, but I need more than just strike through. I must have more, so I'll get whirlwind attack. Yep. So, and I'm going to be posting all this on YouTube. So if you miss any of it, you'll be like, ah, it's okay. You have something to follow. Yeah, I went, by the way, if you're wondering why Sword and Shield Fighter, one, I'm playing solo. Two, I don't know, I just like using shields on characters. So Sword and Shield Fighter is kind of like a, I don't want to say guilty pleasure, but it's just fun. It's just fun to have shields on characters. I think a shield is a cool implement of war. It's defensive, but then it can also be offensive when properly used with Vanguard. Or like, because you just hit somebody with a big piece of steel. Turns out actually very good. Crossbow on any chain, I bet it would hurt, so why not? Yeah, it would work pretty well. Another benefit is my character is obviously very tanky, so I don't take a lot of damage when these monsters hit me. And so with fortification and my Warforged nature, I'm also at 100% fortification because I picked up one fortification item and I'm a Warforged. So who knows? Maybe some people will follow it. I'll probably include this build in the video guide as to like, for like the playthrough, so somebody can have the exact same experience as me. A lot of it's again just holding down the attack buttons. I don't have any cool attacks yet. I'll be getting a lot of cool attacks later. Also, my character's weapon is going to blow until I get to Ravenloft when I get a Barovian weapon. So what are you gonna do?
Ahead is a small fountain, flanked by 2 large bears. Fortunately
the divine.
for you, these particular bears are stuffed.
Yep. Hey man, as long as you got it, the divine's sweet. I think the first big purchase I'm gonna make, or big investment, is my 6-link Soul Mantle. Soul Mantle is just too good. So, you getting the shield feats soon since they increase HP? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I don't think the HP matters that much. Also, I need to take the the weapon focus feat line, which is more important. So I need to get that sooner than later. I need weapon focus and weapon specialization, so I can actually start putting points in the damn Kensai tree. But sadly, I don't have those. I am going for Whirlwind Attack, which seemed more important. Does still contain dairy. Oh, like, I can't believe it's not butter. You know what's funny? I've actually never eaten I can't believe it's not butter. I just couldn't think of what to put on my stream title today. I can't write Tabaxi Tuesday. I don't have a Tabaxi on hardcore. So I was like, what do I write? To hardcore to Tuesday? And I couldn't think of anything, so that's why I wrote I can't believe it's not butter. A product I've literally never eaten. I've eaten margarine, but just never had specifically I can't believe it's not butter. My group, he died to electric floor and spies? No, not spies now, it's electric floor. Terrifying. So did it with butter you didn't know? You can taste the difference between margarine and butter. Here's the thing. I don't dislike the flavor of margarine. I'm not out here saying like margarine is a bad product. It's a perfectly fine product, but it is different than butter. So whenever somebody is like, oh, I made this thing, I made it with margarine instead of butter, it's basically the same. It's not basically the same. It has a very different flavor. It's not a bad flavor, but it's just a different flavor. Sword, solo, and shield shardcore. I don't know if I want to call it shardcore. I feel like that's not the direct, that's not the exact kind of messaging I want. And again, one of the reasons why Fighter's cool is because they added second wind, so I can go whoop and just heal myself back up to full. I will have enough repair amp. I'm currently at, I think, a 150 or 51 repair amp. I'm going to get enough so I can heal myself largely to full. I'm going to shrine here just so I can get access to haste boost again. Mini Titan Tuesday? Oh, I don't want to run Titan Tuesday. No, please. I guess I am a mini Titan, but I don't want to run Titan. No, 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 no. I will eventually need to buy bull strength potions, unless I can get something that gives me bull strength. Oh, yeah, not everybody uses like margarine and margarine associated products. A lot of people use butter instead. We use butter here. We don't have any margarine. Again, it's not like a personal thing. I don't cook a lot with either butter or margarine, and if I'm gonna cook with one or the other, I'd rather just cook with butter because it tastes. But I find it tastier. But we don't really use a lot of butter. Also, we made the mistake of last time we bought butter of both buying butter, so we had like a lot of leftover butter. What's the point of rolling rogue if you don't have thieves tools? Visiting the auction house to buy some. Auction house. Don't speak of Miracle Whip. I didn't know that Miracle Whip. Do I want to fight this giant thing that's going to kill me and my hireling? Yeah, okay. This should be better.
The old mine here has long since collapsed.
This should be okay. I have fire resistance. I am only worried about my hireling dying. I should be fine, though.
You've arrived at the main shaft of the abandoned.
What's a better race than Warforged to do Titan? Probably somebody else. Oh yeah, we've already had the Miracle Whip conversation here. I'm aware of the product. I just, for a long time, I didn't realize it wasn't margarine, or it wasn't mayonnaise. There was just always Miracle Whip in the fridge. It was just always there. I don't know why. It was just always there. And then since I've become a grown-up, I would buy mayonnaise, although I don't really buy mayonnaise either.
Start. If it's easy, the boss will be no problem. Otherwise, abort.
Yeah, except the door locks you in, so you can't escape. So we'll see. For Cool Whip, I can't stand Cool Whip. Awful product. I'm glad people like it and it's a product they enjoy, but it's so different from, like, looking at it, it doesn't taste at all what it looks like. I really don't like Cool Whip. I remember as a kid, I was like, oh man, because you see the commercials for Cool Whip and we never had Cool Whip in the house. And you know, you're a young person, so you're heavily influenced by marketing on television. And you're like, oh man, Cool Whip looks really cool. We should like get some Cool Whip. We never got Cool Whip at home, which is a good decision because it doesn't taste very good. And I remember at one point going over to my aunt's house or something, and they had pie, and they cracked out the Cool Whip, and I was like, and they put Cool Whip on top of the pie, and I was like, I'm gonna eat Cool Whip, and it was not very good. Yeah. What am I doing? Oh no. Rust monsters.
You don't like Cool Whip, but you like olives? You're
Yep.
kinda weird.
How am I kind of weird? Olives are delicious. I can probably fight these. Slash say activate. If they're both champs, that'll be scary. Oh good, they're an Avernus Battle Rager I can't damage. And a Levitus Ice Guard that has a shield. And they also randomly target. Alright, great. Awesome. I'm okay, I think. They can't really hit me. The Avernus Battle Rager does double damage because it's under half now. This was not a good decision for this fight, but you know what? Whatever. And now I have a reason to use the shrine to get my action boost back. Here we go. And I got an extra chest. And I got 2,000 XP for Clay Golem Hunter. And I got an extra chest. Wow, so worth it. Game easier than regular champs. They're easier on Elite and harder on Reaper. Improved Sunder Dreadnought a thing? I haven't used it. The problem is you have to take power attack and then also be a two-handed fighter and then also convince yourself that you're a two-handed fighter with power attack and you're not using Fury of the Wild. Oh yeah. Oh, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have their hubris kind of come through. Then they're going to do Reaper mode to get their Reaper XP and get obliterated by champs that they completely ignored. So I'm excited for that when we get there.
Crystal hums with magical energy.
Repair.
Connected to a barrier that
Repair?
blocks the path forward.
Cool. I forgot I had that.
Barrier fades.
Very helpful.
The wave of
I should be
searing
okay against
buffets
this.
your face. An ancient
25
memory
damage, not a big deal.
wrapped in a large
That was a lot of damage. Kendra? Kendra. Good. I was just watching my health go down and she wasn't healing me. It made me nervous. Like, oh god. Unfortunately, I can't use Second Wind Kendra. I can only Second Wind myself. Also, she just drank a mana potion? She's got 44 mana. Why did she drink a mana potion? That's so weird. Anyway. Ugh. Rolled Triage on hardcore, which is about going to be 18, 2 rogue, 18 wizard EK if I get that far. But instead I made it my mission now to just survive Korthos. Yeah, exactly. Just go one step at a time. Don't set your goals too high on Hardcore League. Also, if you're wondering how I got through all of that, hireling preparation, appropriate resistance spells, that sort of thing. I don't have resist Sonic for the final boss fight, and she casts Shout, which is annoying.
Hireling buying mana pots from the DDO store just to keep you alive, SMDH.
I also can't search the door, so I'm going to skip this quest. Usually I would do it, but I can't search the door, so I'm kind of stuck. Yeah, they randomly trick mana pots. About to fight him in melee, even if you're ranged. Yeah, because the melee damage that he does is less than the produce flame damage. Because he can sometimes miss you with the melee. I'm afraid of Beast Battle Lords. Yep. They'll get you. It also has Rust Monsters. So Sacred Bounty have Rust Monsters? Sacred Bounty has double hit golems and the lightning boss. I think I'm fine.
You've entered the ruined temple by its long-abandoned rear entrance. Foxpaw came here to find some sort of sacred bounty. It's time.
Yeah, a lot of them can be spooky.
Out just what that was. This otherwise temple chamber is
Like I said, I can't wait until we start doing Reaper mode, and then somebody gets hit by a Mineros Taker and it gets turned to gold, and then they go, okay, I get it. I should stay back. I don't know why I went into melee range. They learned their lesson real quick. He does. Right now, it's, in my opinion, the winner is Misadventure. People are getting just bodied by traps, and I don't know why. People are doing stuff 4 levels over, and then they're still getting killed by traps.
The air grows more humid,
which is kind of sus.
the next chamber.
Important note, if you don't want to get bodied by traps, carry around a large shield. Large shields heavily protect you from traps. Gonna be melee and epics? Yeah, just have defensive stats. That's all. As long as you build defensively and also don't go in front of the tanks, you'll be okay. Like, just wait for a tank to go into the room. If you're doing Reaper at endgame, there's going to be a tank because there's like 30 of us apparently. So just wait for the tank to go in the room and then follow them up. If you go into the room before the tank and then you get turned to gold, you're insta dead. So, but if you go into the room after the tank and then you get turned to gold by some like stray effect, it's not a big deal. Yeah, also have stats. I know, brilliant strategy. Yeah, people getting destroyed by traps today. Yeah, so it should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it once we actually get started with that. Again, there's not a lot of people there. There's like Doc Jekyll, a couple of the people there. I'm going to be helping people farm out items and gear in the future, and I'm also not done with my sets because I'm still missing 2 items from Isle of Dread that I need to get, but I'll get them eventually. So these guys are scary because they hit twice whenever they attack you, not once. You have to be a little mindful if they're champs. If they're not champs, they're not too bad, but if they are champs, you got to be mindful about them, in my opinion. It can be spooky. Hey, what's up, Mojo? How you doing? Oh, wait. I don't know, I said hello. I thought you like highlighted it to say hi, but you just said get good, which is not what I said, but is how I feel. Thank you. Lily stood in the fire trap next to get 3 while I was healing him. Took 3 blasts to kill him. Nice. Hey, that's like the deer in headlights thing, where you start panicking, and you're like, what do I do? You don't know what to do, so you kind of die. Important note, this character is going right through that fire trap in SDK, by the way. I'm 100% taking this character through the fire trap. I want to show you how to get through it. I feel like people would want to see that, right? You say, but Strimtom, the hubris, the hubris. Isn't that what we were just talking about? That's a problem. Yeah, that's fine. Again, the only downside of playing solo is that just shit takes longer because you don't have as much damage as a full group of people. I can kill this. It's just 700 hit points. Get out of here, Bull. He made a save against my attack. No. Oh, my hireling's not here either. She's like AFK, busy, got plans.
The Guardian collapses into a heap, and sparks of electricity jump into the nearby
Quest
rune-carved
received.
stones.
And again, I'm going to be using the potion effect here, Liquid Courage, as well as repair potions, which I'll be using heavily. Using the potion to give me 100 repair amplification, which doubles the amount of healing I get. So I'll be getting about 40 to 50 health per potion, which actually makes it not too bad. SDK steam tunnels? That's correct. SDK is the steam tunnels. SDK part 3 as a giant fire trap at the end. And it's one of the most visually impressive fire traps in the game, in my opinion, because it's this giant, like, 200-foot tall room with just pillars with fire coming out of everywhere. And you're like, well, this is what I have to get past to beat this quest. Yeah, it's a Shantakor. Because Shantakor takes place inside of the steam tunnels. That's why people call it Shantakor, because the quest is about Shantakor, because it's about acquiring the seal of Shantakor. Oh, me too, dude. Me too. When you couldn't get, like, a rogue or anybody who could do traps to get through that door.
Controlled by hostile Gruul tribe orcs.
Disco died? Rip. Also, for those that don't know, I have feather falling, but you can disable feather falling at any time by just pressing the block key on your keywords, whatever your block key is. So, for example, the block key for me is the Alt key because I rebound it, so that's what I press. Fire potion. Electricity resistance potion. Captain Ghouldag. I want to kill this cleric so I don't get feared. Had blocking, never had one before. Blocking is very good. Blocking protects you from status effects from attacks. So let's just say a drow uses their drow poison against you to paralyze you with no save. If you block, it doesn't hit you. Some of you might not know that, but secondary effects can't apply to you while you're blocking. Additionally, you can block while lying down, so if you get tripped, you can block while on the ground. So when the monster is trying to beat you up and kill you, you're actually not that unsafe. Yep, you have to block the effect in the new raid, correct? The Vecna's hand when it tries to grab you. So did I loot the chest that was back here? I don't remember. No, I didn't. Okay, I need gold, so I'm trying to loot all the chests that I can while doing this. I deeply need gold. Oh, shoot. What did I just pick up? Weeping hand wraps. They do sonic damage for level 2? Honestly, kind of rad. I don't know. I don't remember that item. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Assassin's Blade in the Temple can be blocked. Yes, Assassin's Blade in the Temple can be blocked, and you can also block the effect that you get hit by from Spectres in Ravenloft. So the Spectres in Ravenloft will apply a little sword effect above your head, and then you can block it to not get hit by it, which is fantastic. Because if you don't do that on R10 when doing Ravenloft, usually they will hit you because it's evil damage for upwards of like 2,000 to 3,000 damage. So it's good to be able to block it and not get hit by it, because you take 0 when you block it. It actually gives you a little like blue block symbol above your head. I don't know where my hireling just went, but she's on an adventure, so I'm not going to stop her. It also prevents knockdown from twigs and driders. Blocking is really good. So, just if you don't block stuff, you should. Nope. I saw him casting that spell at a distance. Get out of here. Get out of here, bastard. And he's dead. Uh-oh. Final boss is not a dino. The final boss is not a dino. I gotta say, the way the raid was done was really, really cool. I hope they do more raids like that in the future with secrets. I mean, obviously it makes sense for the Vecna raid to have a big secret in it. But, yeah. Oh, man. So good. Assassin, yeah. Oh, man. And Chains is very good near the levels. If you're playing as a Shadar Kai Eldritch Knight, it really shores up a lot of the damage that you need. You can, by the way, use intelligence to hit and damage with like the Shadow Blade if you want. If you want to summon that, you just need to make sure you take the points out of Harper Agent to get it to convert over. When you're getting gear, did you make believe? Yeah. I'm not Ransack on it. I can do make believe. Are you saying, do you want me to help you farm make believe for gear? Oh, we ran it 3 times and we got all of our rings. Yeah, but headed out there for sure. Nice. Yeah, I can help you later. I'm gonna get this character to level 6, and that will be the ending of the part 1 of the section. So like 1 to 6. So that should hopefully be helpful to some people, and then kind of pick up from there. So I'm gonna do this in chunks. I'm not gonna do it all in one go, because I'd rather, like, you know, just do it in individual increments. I don't have a reason to do it all in one sitting. And then get back to doing some farming. Some classic farming. Oh my god, there's so many orcs. Get out of here, orcs. The reason why you free all of those people is because by freeing all of them, they actually help you by dealing damage to the final boss. Yeah, it's got fire and cold resist, I think, which is kind of nice. If I get it, I'll be very excited. The trinket would have been good here. But if you can believe it's not butter, then you're a better man than I. Fire cold ring! Fire cold ring! Nope. There are a lot of like weird old named items that exist around there. You do elite or hard? For what? Solo farming? Elite. I can't die. I can go solo on Reaper mode if I want. I just want to have more stats. I don't need more stats. I just want to finish off the set from Saltmarsh. If I get the 2 pieces that I need, the weapon and the bracers, then my character is going to have 4,300 hit points and 350 PRR, which will be nice. From Dread, yeah. I don't know what I said, but I meant Dread, not Saltmarsh. Thank you. Defensive Helm of Saves. Honestly, I was going to take the Guild Renown, but that seems really good for level 6, so I'm going to keep that. The force damage isn't that big of a deal. If I wasn't playing a Warforged, these gloves are cool. The rest of this is garbage. So I'm going to take a level 6 item so I can sell it. Natural Armor 3 Cloak. Honestly, pretty good, because I don't have natural armor, so I will take it. Yeah, you can globe it if you want. I'm assuming you took UMD because you have a rogue level. But yeah, you're not going to die to the witch at the end. Unless you do die to the witch at the end. All right, so... Oh, and did I get the Pam? Yes, I did get the Pam. And did I have Texas Waffles? No. I did not do that this morning. Other things came up that I had to take care of and attend to. I had to take care of and attend to things. I had personal things to take care of and attend to. I apologize. All right. Attend the waffles. Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, you reminded me. No. My mom went into surgery today, that's all, so I was doing some stuff earlier for that. So. And I just realized I needed to check up, see how things are going. Oh yeah, I'm sure everything's going good. I'm sure all is well. It was expected. Goggles of Insight, deflecting things of swim. Okay, I just want to make sure I have all the potions that I need for doing all the tasks that I want to do. Okay, I think I have enough potions, so we're good. I'm gonna grab a couple more, maybe. Grab a couple fire potions. Again, just keep up your potions. Don't let them drop if you lose your resist potions or anything, you want to make sure you keep those up. And you never want to have a situation where you don't use a potion because you think that you don't want to spend the money. I know I don't have a lot of money, but it's still worth it to spend. Important note, if you are somebody who already has platinum because you have characters that are higher level when you're doing like a solo run or something, or you're playing by yourself, just buy like 50 of these and don't worry about it. It's going to cost you like 6,000 platinum. Oh no, I just don't have 6,000 platinum. So that's why I'm doing it slowly. I probably will, actually. That's a good idea. And by probably will, I mean I'm definitely going to make some waffles. So I need to get some water as well. I love waffles. Big fan. Much prefer waffles to pancakes. We've had this discussion before. Pancakes are fine, but if you're given the option to pick between pancakes and waffles, I mean, there's not even really like an argument or discussion there about which one you're going to have. I do like a French toast as well. Also a very good product. Alright, so the reason why I grabbed Resist Fire is because there's lots of monsters that have deal additional damage. Oh, Deast Battlelord's taking half damage from everything. There's lots of monsters that deal additional damage in here. And or that cast fire spells, so it's important to have ability to prevent that. Huh. What did you say that's getting caught by auto mod? Hold on. Auto mod caught something you said. I just don't know what it is. I don't see anything wrong here. Oh, I think it's because you said I don't like French. And I think that's what caused the auto mod to get triggered. It said detected for level 1 racism. So for those of you that don't know, the first level of racism is against the French. So now we know. I didn't know that, but I learned something here today. Yeah, that's level 1. Anyway, does playing a Warforged interfere with the Second Wind ability? No, it doesn't. There's a reason for that. So, Second Wind was actually specifically designed, and I'm really happy about this. I want to talk about this, because this is something that I think that, as Strimtom Games has sometimes just forgotten about, where they kind of designed the game in a vacuum where Warforged don't exist. And Second Wind is a great example of actually having a proactive design with Second Wind, and or with Warforged in mind. The way that Second Wind works is if you are a flesh-using character, so a human being that heals normally, you get hit points from it. If you are a Warforged, you get repair from Second Wind. And if you're undead, it actually gives you negative healing. And so I really like that. I think it's cool. It's a great way to have like this inclusive design that every fighter is always going to have the power that works well for them. And in my opinion, it works well with fighter. If you look at the Kensai tree, you'll notice that they gain bonus power surge, all ability scores, and the capstone is all ability scores. The reason that's designed like that is so that no matter what type of fighter you're playing, an elven fighter using dex to hit and damage, a dwarven fighter with constitution to damage, a harper agent intelligence fighter, or a purple dragon knight charisma fighter, every fighter is able to get the bonus stat that they need for their main stat. And I think that's really cool. And the follow-through of that design is, of course, this section with the Second Wind. Yeah, I like it. Oh yeah, blindness. My hireling heals that, right? Okay, good. This is why you bring hirelings with you. Very good. Okay, so the trap in this next room. The question is, how do you get past this trap? It is something that's going to affect many people is this trap. So first, jump into the corner. Climb up here. You miss the first one, jump into the corner. By doing that, it causes the trap to go past, and now it's gone. You can walk past. There's like a blade trap that sweeps out across the floor. That's how you get past that. Oh, lore-wise, were human souls put into Warforged bodies? Actually, nobody knows where the souls come from, lore-wise. It is a complete and utter mystery to House Cannith and the creators of the Warforged. And the reason this is done is so that you, as Dungeon Master, if you run your own Eberron campaign, can decide where the souls came from. They could be lost souls, they could be reincarnations of ancient heroes, they could be amalgamations of nature, whatever you want to do. Yeah, no one has any idea. The way that Dungeons & Dragons Online posits this is that the ancient giants created the Warforged as instructed by the Korai thousands upon thousands of years ago, so the Korai could inhabit the Warforged body, which is why they are called Warforged in the game when you encounter them, because they are designed to be inhabited by the Korai and not inhabited by random souls. So the fact that House Cannith is able to make Warforged that have their own souls is completely new to the Korai, because that's not how they were designed initially, and the giants who also constructed them. And is also, like, just generally a big surprise as well, because when you find out, if you're somebody who knows Eberron lore, and then you find out in Gianthold in the Prison of the Plains what the heck's going on with the Ancient Warforged, you're like, whoa! It's also important to note that DDO canon, or like in the DDO canon, so the first Creation Forge is inside, or is owned and operated by House Cannith on the mainland. However, in DDO canon, the reason why it's such a big deal that the Lord of Blades and the Lord of Blades raid takes place is because that it takes place at Eldritch Sight Prime, which is a Creation Forge, an ancient Creation Forge being retrofit by House Cannith that is literally illegal and unknown. So the forge that's underneath House Cannith in Stormreach is very, very illegal and is not supposed to be known about. But that's not an actual thing. It's just, it's in the DDO lore, not specifically Eberron necessarily. Oh, good, I got tripped. But yeah. They come from French toast, they could. So I could decide Warforged are the sperm reincarnated of Lord of Blades. No, because that sentence doesn't make grammatical sense, so you can't choose whatever you just said. Warforged, they have a soft caramel filling. Tasty. Just gotta crack them open like an egg. Okay, I really want to kill this. And I want to get rid of the fear. Okay, we're good. The treaty at the end of the Great War recognizes for just people. It makes it very, very illegal to make them. Yeah, you're not allowed to make them. That's why it's such a big deal that House Cannith has a working forge in Stormreach, because it's very illegal. And also it's a big deal because the Lord of Blades found out about their working forge and was basically using it to create the Blade Forge. The thing is, and the reason why I managed the story, you may be like, okay, why don't they just take it down? Because you can't take it down, because who are they going to get to help them fix the forge? They can't tell the government, because what they're doing is completely illegal, and they are not allowed to operate the forge. So, hey, government, there's an entity that's very dangerous operating our illegal forge we were running. Can you please come help us? It's not the greatest thing that they've ever done, so, they get in trouble. That's the reason why we as players end up going to the raid, and as opposed to like just hiring, the usual suspects. Yeah, exactly. Wait, I didn't get the first one? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Remember, I thought that was just the Coin Lords? Yeah, but that's also a similar problem. It's actually probably a bigger problem than the regular government, because if it was the regular government, they'd like jail some people, but if it's the Coin Lords, they're gonna extort House Cannith for like millions of gold. Because the Coin Lords would realize how devastating it would be to House Cannith's reputation all around the world. So they would have no reason to, like, they would have every reason to absolutely extort them. Yep. Again, it makes sense in context as to why they don't do that. Yeah, and also canonically, you're probably not supposed to have 43 million gold in your inventory, but whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, and then they get somebody else to go in and take care of it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. There's a lot of... The lore is cool in this video game. The problem is you only learn all that stuff by, like, reading it in the books. What are you gonna do? Oh, apparently I got a small Eberron Dragon Shard fragment. Okay, so collectibles. Why do you pick up collectibles? You pick them up because they can give you craftables and other things, but also because you can get this, a small Eberron Dragon Shard fragment. Eberron Dragon Shard fragments. I need none of these items, so I'm gonna take something so I can sell for gold. Eberron Dragon Shard fragments are cool because if you get 3 of them, you can trade them in for an XP potion. You can also trade 2 or 3 medium Dragon Shard fragments for an XP potion, and they're randomly gotten from picking up collectible things. That's why you can loot collectibles even if you don't think you want them. SOC past the point of fame where people ignored their crimes? No, that's why they try to very discreetly not let anybody know that the Blade Forged are pouring out of the forge in House Cannith, or in the House Cannith Enclave in Stormreach. They try to keep that on the DL, and where they hire adventurers to come and take care of it. They don't want anybody knowing about that. That would cause big problems. But it's fine, though, because it's not like we go in and fix everything. The way that we stop the Lord of Blades, and by proxy the Quori, who are actually controlling the Lord of Blades, is by going in and destroying the forge. So they, you know, House Cannith can't even keep operating under their same assertion. They can't just be like, oh yeah, we're going to keep operating the way we were doing it. They can't. Because they don't need forge, and they don't know how to build it. Because building a creation forge is really, really complicated, and is basically a mystery to everybody. Also, I haven't looted this chest in a very long time. I just really need extra gold, so I just thought it would be a good idea. Smash. Smash them all out. Get them. Do I have 4 points? I do. I should have spent my points here, getting an extra +2 to hit. Unique staff wands? Nope. I offered to give you a unique wand, and you said no. I literally can't use it, and it's worth nothing. And it's free. Very free. Also, Stormwall is a good staff. Why are you mad about Stormwall? Which section of lore do you think DDO did the best? I can only speak to the Eberron stuff. But I think the implications with Giant Hold are very, very well done. I think because they open up... The Giant Hold leads into everything. Like, Giant Hold is all the stuff with the Stormreaver, and all of the stuff with the Quori, and also all the stuff with the Quori tangentially relates to House Cannith, which also then relates to Sharn, because the interest of the Creation Forge and everything else, and some of the extra tech there, and and as well as the Ancient Giants, is what draws Vaunt and the whole Sharn questline. Fine, what do you got to do? Oh, do you want the thing? No problem. And let me just load up and get it for you. Just add me as a friend on Path of Exile. That's it. I'll give you the wand. Multitasking. New character? Yes. I'm doing a solo playthrough of the game. Just load this up here. Apparently not. I'm doing a solo I can't fight this monster playthrough of this game. And you can hear Path of Exile in the background, probably.
This must be the blockade Dale mentioned.
I actually don't remember how you add people on Path of Exile. Anyway, just send me a message. My name is Bubba Totem. B-U-H-B-U-H Totem. Bubba Totem. I couldn't figure out what I was going to play. I just knew I was going to play Totems. I made Bubba Totem.
The Wayfinder's last set of markings becomes a bit cryptic. A void towering before. As the rune hums to life, you hear the grinding of several large gears.
Gotcha. I'm here. Perfect. As I'm a friend. Cool. And then at some point in your friends list, just join me at my hideout and you can have it. I'm doing this trade even though I probably shouldn't do that. That's it. Playing hardcore? Well, I'm doing Warforged Fighter with a sword and shield. Not the Flicker. Get out of here, Flicker.
A chill passes through your body as you pick up the barely audible moaning.
You might have to town with the town portal. But yeah. Yes, Pure Fighter. I'm going to be going Pure Fighter because I asked what I should play for... So the goal here, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to be uploading this whole chunk to YouTube as a full solo playthrough of the game, as basically like a play-along. So if you don't know what to do or you need tips and tricks on quests, you'll have the ability to learn all these things from me directly. Oh, there you are. Hello.
Ha, yes.
Oh, God.
Good
No.
luck.
I don't think I can just click on you. Trade. There we go. And here you go. Have your 3 link. It's a 2 link, but whatever's good enough. There's your wand. This is one of the best leveling ones. And I'm outie. There we go. Done. There's your wand. But I wanted to play through the game so that way people, if they, they need advice on how to get through quests or how to deal with traps, I'm going to show you guys how to deal with all these quests that have traps so that way you can get them without needing to be a trapper. So that was one of the benefits of playing this character. And I didn't know what I was going to play. I was tempted to play a spellcaster to make it really easy on myself. But then I had you guys vote instead, and people in chat said, hey, Strimtom, play a fighter. LOL. I said, fine, I will. I will play a fighter. A pure fighter. I should have given you my tabula rasa now that I think about it. But whatever. I already logged out. New day, new character, roll the 1 on lightning bolt, 2 rebounds, 130 instant damage when I had 115 health yesterday. Did you have a resist electricity potion running that would have saved your life? My feels? Do you want to see my feels right now? Oh, sorry. 114. How cool is that? I've barely had to use it, but it's so good. Because it's affected by your healing amplification. And I get 40 repair amp from Mechanist. And then I have an item of 10. So even though I'm in a first life fighter, I'm 51 repair amp. And so it heals me for 75% of my health. Yeah, resist energy, the potions is very, very good. Also, my throat is dry and I'm out of water, so after I finish this quest, I gotta jump up and grab some water. Need water. Bunch of naked men in your hideout? My hideout, dude. I can do whatever I want with it. Why? Look, if they got somewhere, or, if they need to go somewhere, I can have a hideout where they can go. Alright, so now what you do is you walk up and the trap triggers, and then I don't have like a specific place to know that, but you just time this one. Up. Same thing, trigger it. Up. And you run through. If it helps you, just say the words up. That way you can, know that you're going at the right time. Use like a mental trigger. I oftentimes will say what I'm trying to do in my mind, because by saying things, it helps you remain focused on your task. Counting it out using some type of physical trigger, that's usually what I like to do. Yeah, fighter changes are pretty good. Creation of Creation Forge being a storm range frontier town in the middle of nowhere, which is that thing is wildly dangerous. Nowhere geared, no number of people live. Yes, I mean the reason why it's there is not just because they crafted it. Stormreach is built on top of an ancient giant ruin, So that's why there's ancient giant architecture everywhere and the large walls. Like, it's an ancient giant city. So the idea that there's a creation forge in Stormreach is not too far-fetched. The fact that the entirety of the House Cannith is built on top, directly on top of the tunnels that lead to the creation forge, is much more sinister. That means they knew about it. It's also possible that's where the creation forge tech was even discovered in the first place, by that implication.
You hear the sound of heavy footsteps rushing towards you.
Playing a paladin for some self-healing. Oh, so fighters get two effects. One, Liquid Courage, 50 amp when you use a potion. And I drink potions all the time, so it's perfect. And the second, they just added a new ability, Second Wind, to fighters in the last patch. And it gives you a bunch of healing. Quick foot caster kill. Got him. If I TR, Epic Life, do I need to Epic XP to level up again? Yes. You do. Yeah, that's what I said. It makes sense in DDO because of the existing Warforged that are already in Gianthold. Because the implication is that they said that the Core Eye manufactured them. Is Drip Mob considered helpless? No. Unless you have tier 5 of the... tier 5 of the Legendary Dreadnought tree at level 30, and you use specifically the ability Improved Trip, which causes monsters caught by the ability Improved Trip to be helpless specifically. And I have Spirit Bond. Spirit Bond makes it so whenever you have Vorpal, you get +1 to hit and +1 to hit and damage. It's very good, especially if you're constantly meleeing. 2 Fighter Lives builds, are they going to be easier now? I'd say I rarely do them. I mean, I did one for last Hardcore League. I don't think that's fair. I do a reasonable amount of Fighter Lives. The problem is, it's just there's too many classes in the game. There's 15 classes, and it takes like 2 weeks for me to run through a character. So I can't get through all of them. I think that's probably more likely than anything else, the cause of that exact phenomenon. I have to finish off this 3rd level, so I got to do a couple more quests to increase my level up to level 6. There will be a glut of XP. I just don't know which quests I specifically want to do. I don't really want to do Saltmarsh, and I don't really want to do Catacombs. So we'll do this quest right here, Redfang the Unruled. So Redfang the Unruled is an interesting quest because there are several traps. However, all of them are avoidable. And when I say all of them, I mean literally all of them. So let's show you how to avoid every trap in this quest. First, this trap, you jump it. You can also just outrun it and it won't hit you. Unlike it hit Kendra. R.I.P. Kendra, sorry. Yes, Battlelord. No, I'm going to show how to avoid all the Warforged does help, which means I can't screw up, but also it's avoidable trap. Only 42 to 2/3 temp HP thing. It could be 42 charisma, but then why would you only do 2/3 on Hardcore League? That's madness. Who would just give up on 14 free temp HP? Where's Dat Battlelord? Decent Dat? Great question. Quarterstaff, there's a percentage increase on Helpless and also in Shadow Dancer? Yeah, because Helpless damage is just damage to monsters that have been made helpless. Which is an extremely good statistic, and it's actually one of the best parts of the Thief Acrobat tree. It's very easy to make monsters helpless on a Thief Acrobat. You can do so using the Fury of Wild Adrenaline ability, as well as the... it was Goliath this year. The Fury of the Wild Adrenaline ability will work for that, as well as the Dire Charge, as well as the Stun from Fate Singer. Like, there's so many ways to make monsters helpless in endgame. Playing with, like, anybody with crowd control, a wizard or a sorcerer with the right crowd control spells. You know, somebody with Mass Hold, Burst of Glacial Wrath, anything. And then being able to do 30% extra damage to them is very good. Okay, so there's a fire trap here. How do I get over it? You just jump. Problem solved. A Minor Rose Taker. Get rid of this. We're all set. Coward makes monsters helpless. Yeah, there's like a lot of ways to capitalize on it. So even if you don't do it yourself, it's still a really good offensive stat to have. It's not as useful in heroics, and it's really not helpful if you're soloing in heroics on a rogue. Because a solo rogue can't make stuff helpless. What are you gonna do? All right, so how do you avoid all of these traps here? You proc them, and then just wait near the door. Up, go, like so. Okay, cool. So now I look down here for a chest. I don't see one, so I'm not gonna go fight those scorpions. And I'm gonna go over here. Important note, there's a lot of scorpions and other dangerous monsters like that. I don't know why spiders can spit at you. I've never understood why the spiders have the ranged attack built in. It's very weird. I don't think spiders actually have that, like, a ranged attack in real life. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not a spiderologist, but I don't think they do. I don't know. Anyways, so trap rooms coming up ahead. These rooms are quite dangerous. There is actually a path you can go through to take no damage from any of the traps. Even if you're not a Warforged, there is still a path you can go through to take no damage from any of the traps whatsoever. And I will show that because I think it's important for people to be able to see it, and it could be quite helpful. So that Black Widow jumped down for some reason. Now he's stuck. Oh! Fought many spiders in real life. Also true, I haven't fought many spiders. Yeah. Alright. So, door is open. Now this poison room, there's poison everywhere. How do you get through it? This section is safe, but as you can see, there's a poison trap down there and a poison trap up here. Now, you know if I jump up here, there's a poison trap right here. Now, here's the thing. What most people... Can you see through this wall? Wow. Anyway, what most people will do is they'll disable the trap box here, which disables this, but not this. And what will happen to them is they will disable this box. I'm safe, boom, instant death, like that, okay? So what do? How do you solve this problem? You want to go there. See those barrels? That's where you want to go. So you're going to jump and just go like so. That's where you're trying to go. That way you don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. If the barrels are broken, it also makes it easier, so you don't have to worry about hitting anything. You can range break them. Then you climb up here, no traps. This is where the trap box is for this one. Important note that if you disable this box, it also disables this. So you can just fall down here, hug the wall, climb, and then disable this, which gets rid of that trap. All right, and now this trap. You didn't disable it at all. How do you avoid getting hit by this trap? Leave the crates up, and they bounce you into the room. So leave the crates, and you're good. And that's how you get through that without taking any damage from any of the traps. Yeah, just adding some variety into my day. I'm doing a full run through the game solo on a Warforged fighter, and that way I can allow people to learn a little bit about how to solo through the game. If you need some solo tips and tricks for different areas, different quests, different monsters, it's all there. That's how you get through that, by the way. Hey, what's up, Sukai? How are you doing? How was your day? I still need more hit chance, though. My accuracy sucks. This is the problem with starting with no items. Alright, how do you avoid this fire trap? You run past it. Just like anything. If you have movement speed, it doesn't hit you. The next fire trap is also the same. If you have movement speed, it doesn't hit you, so you can just run through. Also, you want to be at distance, because it doesn't auto-populate the entire way across. Now this one, just let the Black Widow pop it so you can see it. Watch. You just wait. Oh, apparently it doesn't pop the thing. I thought it did. I've seen this Black Widow get killed by that trap, so maybe I'm misremembering how this mechanic works. Anyway, if you're worried, pop that fire resist potion. It's not going to kill you in one hit, but even if it doesn't hit you, you're fine. There's a troll back there that I can't get because I don't have enough search, because my search is a 3. Did Solo Promise of Fire, you're not liking it much? You're not liking Solo Promise of Fire? What a good quest, though. Promise of Fire is great. In fact, Solo is easy, because then you don't have to worry about people killing you. Because that's one of the few quests where you can very easily team kill people. And then that's it. That's Redfang the Unruled, solo, with no trapping ability, without getting hit by any trap.
Pro tip. If you don't know what to play for the first time, then play Cleric. If you do know what to play, then play Druid Ocage. Thumbs up, reference, based on current experiences.
Yep, basically. Chains doesn't work on rapiers. That sucks. Yes, rapiers are not light weapons as per 3.5 D&D. They are weapons that are subject to weapon finesse. That's why a lot of the things will say finessable weapons or light weapons and rapiers, or light weapons and finessable weapons, because they are not the same thing. Just keep that in mind. Hey, what's up, Kimple? How are you? All right, so I'm going to do the first two quests in Tangle Route, I think. That's a good way to finish up level 5. Because I have to do those anyway, and doing it in pieces is not that big of a deal. Plus, I'll also probably do some of the quests in House P for some more House P favor around here. Not all of them, just a couple. Because there's tons of quests that are relatively easy when you know how to get through them, when you don't have to deal with the traps. One of the hardest parts, honestly, sometimes when playing this game, is leading other people through quests that I know how to deal with the traps and they don't. And then I watch them get annihilated by it. So hopefully this will serve to help at least a couple people with their experience on there. What's the goal? I really got to put like a big banner on the screen so I don't have to say it every 5 minutes. But I'm running through the game as a solo character to have a solo guided playthrough. So if you don't know where to go to get XP, you're playing by yourself, you don't know tips and tricks on how to get through quests, I'm doing this as a solo fighter, which is very limited in what it can do, so you can know how to get through. So I'm going to be segmenting and putting this out on YouTube. Which, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube right now, thank you for listening to that explanation for 100 times. I'll put a marquee on the screen later, so then people can see it. That's only specific on the stream and won't be on the recording, so it won't look ugly. Yep, exactly like that. New giant 36-point banner and somebody will still ask? Yeah, I know. Edit the other 99 times out? No, I'm not. Like part 4? I already said I can't get that. I don't have the video file anymore, unfortunately. I had an issue with the thing, and it didn't, I don't have it. I actually can never finish that. I don't have the video. So it's unfortunate. No! Oh no, don't get cause feared out in the landscape. How embarrassing. This is why I will be getting extra saving throws out of the fighter tree. Because that's a really big deal, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, also I should probably summon my hireling, because that's a really good idea. You need fire resistance for these quests. It's helpful. Also, these quests can be mildly scary if you're playing as a regular fleshy person, but I'm immune to paralysis as a warforged, so I cannot be held by hold person, which is great for all of the clerics that cast hold person in here, which is nice. Yeah, later on, I will be taking stuff out of the Stalwart Defender tree. I'll probably be grabbing this, the enhancement bonus to armor and weapons and shields. So it's +3 to hit and damage, which is pretty good. Also the armor class. Grabbing the saving throws, the constitution, and then probably the strength as well. Because remember, second wind heals you based on a percentage of your maximum hit points. So the more maximum hit points you have, the more you heal from second wind. No, you can't get more sources of second wind. They might add more into the game later, but since it's just such a new mechanic, they didn't add any anywhere.
All the times you've died to hold person here?
Don't I mean all the times I've died? No, I said I can't get held because I'm playing as a fighter, so I can't get held here. Or not a fighter, as a Warforged. It's one of the benefits of playing as the Warforged race. Warforged are cool as well, because they're only there's only 400 favor to actually unlock it. I'd love to see them add them at tier 1 and 2 in the tank tree. Well, the problem is, like, I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. So, extra uses of second wind. You already get 6 of them just from leveling, which is already a lot. And the problem of adding it at tier 1 and 2 means you can just take imagine if it's tier 1. You take 1 level of fighter, get a couple extra uses, and then for your 1 level of fighter, you get to heal yourself by 50% of your health twice. Or 3 times. Or 4 times, or however it is, for like 2 levels. Like imagine 2 levels of fighter and 2, you get extra uses here. You might say, yeah, but Lay on Hands is the same thing. No. Lay on Hands scales off of Paladin level. This scales off of health, just your total. Yeah, and Second Wind is not only much stronger than Lay on Hands, like it's significantly stronger than Lay on Hands. It's also something that because it scales exclusively on your health, doesn't really require that many fighter levels to even get most of the use out of it. So I don't think they need to make Second Wind better. I think it's very, very good. Maybe they could add something like that in the future. Maybe it's a filigree set or something else. You know, get an extra use of Second Wind. But it's important to note, Second Wind also loses a lot of value in comparison to Lay on Hands, especially late game, because Second Wind is self-only, and if you're in Reaper 10 and you use Second Wind, it's basically going to heal you for maybe 10% of your health with a bunch of healing it, so it kind of sucks.
The hobgoblins
But at that point, it doesn't even matter.
seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
How many uses of Second Wind do you get? 6 total. What's up, Screen? How are you doing? And where are you?
Found the mouth of Splinter Skull.
Alright, the Hobgoblins captives. Let's go.
Hobgoblins echo from within.
Oh no, Dogmeat was slain by an Orc Warrior. I managed to kill all the Orc Warriors that I had to fight against. I slew them. And I was not slain. But yeah. You cannot make the Second Wind AoE, which would be kind of cool. Oh no, Puppeteer was slain by a trap. Oh no. R.I.P. Puppeteer. So many people dying to traps. Again, traps are like the major killers right now. Oh nice. I never do Borderlands. I've said this before, and I will say it again. I don't really like to keep on the Borderlands. So I won't really do it in Heroics. I do it in Epics because it's pretty good in Epics, but I don't do it in Heroics at all. Unless I literally have to. For some particular reason. Like even for Favor, you just do the Epic version, and you get better rewards. Making some taco bowls? Oh, that sounds tasty. Oh, God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus. That champion hurt. And that's why we have Second Wind. Woo! Yeah. This is also why I'm not playing on Reaper as a first life character. Better levels, just Lay on Hands skill up or 20% health in the future. I think it's okay that they're different mechanics. Second Wind is a much more powerful effect, but it's limited to yourself only, whereas Lay on Hands is not quite as powerful, but it's much more flexible in that you can use it on others. What I'd rather see is some type of upgrade somewhere that makes it so when you use Second Wind, maybe you get temporary hit points on top of what you get. Like you get half of your hit points as HP and 10% of your hit points as temporary HP. Or something like that. No champs give dots? No, not until you get into Reaper mode.
You hear human voices crying up amid top guns.
Like I like the idea of them having like I don't think every ability needs to be homogenous, especially between Paladin and Fighter, who already have like such similar identities as it is. I think having the way that their individual class features kind of handle separately is a good idea.
The prisoner flees to safety.
Found it somewhere. There you go. Good job. Hey, you did a good job by doing modding in whatever Twitch channel you ended up modding in. I don't know. Some people did some modding. Make sure you go after all the quests in the harbor and you're level 6. Did you go to the marketplace yet? If you haven't done the marketplace, I would recommend going to the marketplace and doing the quest there. Thought I Vice Champion had a dot on non-Reaper? I don't think so. Vanguard, once again, further proof that Fighter is the best class in the game. Further proof that Fighter is the best class in the game. That's not what I said, but that is what you said, and I'm repeating it, because it feels good to say. Oh. But this character is not going to be a Vanguard. This is going to be a Kensai, and it's going to be way stronger. Cerulean Hills is also not a bad option. Is Cerulean Hills free? I don't know. I don't think it is. Yeah, you have to buy Cerulean Hills. I'm not talking about Gatekeeper's Chain. I'm talking about just that one. Clip? Clip what? Are you asking me if there's a clip for the Cerulean Hills? Where the smoking captors are free? Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about Gatekeepers. I was thinking about the physical area, Cerulean Hills. That makes sense. Yeah. I was pretty sure it was free, but when you guys said no, or when you said no so quickly, I was inclined to believe you. Note to self, don't believe chat ever. They're full of liars and misfits. Troublemakers. I gotta say, Fighter just gets the job done, man. I'm fighting the hell out of these hobgoblins. All right. Cool. And that's level 6. Now I can go take it. Keeper's Quest on a free-to-play account. You just have to use the /death command to exit after completion. Yeah, that's a weird bug. I'm just making a new character because there's nobody at the end game.
Seem hostile. In fact, their chief beckons you closer.
That's all. I don't know if there is anybody at endgame now, but we'll see. Roots of the Blessed Tree. I think there's people running quests for items. Yeah, because I have more quests I need to farm out. So I just wanted to wait for some more people to get to endgame before I started farming stuff out. Not only to make it easier for myself, but also so I can assist others. The DDO wiki? Oh yeah, it's great. There are quite a few hooligans in here too. Ah, true. Oh no, a Plague Reaper slew Samsara. R.I.P. Plague Reapers are spooky. It's one of the reasons why Reaper mode is so dangerous near the levels, is Plague Reapers specifically. Alright, so now we take improved two-handed fighting, because it gives a whole bunch of extra damage. And a feat that I'm very excited to take that I've not taken on a fighter before. Whirlwind Attack. This is what I wanted. So now that I have Whirlwind Attack, martial feats, I don't need to Sunder, and I can... It's now a 360 attack. It has a weird delay on it, so the visual is kind of weird. Okay, but it still hits pretty well. It's supposed to hit twice. It looks kind of goofy. There's like a weird... Look at that animation delay. Is this just a Warforged thing? Yeah, it's an animation thing. It's because I don't actually attack fast enough. So with a faster attack speed, it looks fine. But with my regular default slow attack speed, it doesn't look very good. Weird.